It's good guys, bad guys, dreams, and nightmares here on today's rousing rendition of the Unproduced Table Read, so don't move a muscle.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's edition of the Unproduced Table Read here on the Popcorn Talk Network. My name is Jeff Graham. You guys can find me on Twitter at Jeffrey C. Graham, and this is a show where we read Hollywood's hottest unproduced pilots and features here in studio with the writers and exclusive Q&As. And today, as I mentioned at the top, we're reading a very exciting family adventure movie called Dreamship with amazing writer Paul Zeidman, who came... Zeidman. I know we talked about this before we went on air. Paul E. Zeidman, and we're so happy to have you. He's from the Bay Area, and you came down here just for our show, so we're so grateful.
I did. It's a thrill to be here. I'm really looking forward to seeing how you guys do.
Good. So are we. Hopefully it's good. Pressure's on.
I'm nervous.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I'm not judgmental at all.
In the meantime, we'll have everyone introduce themselves. Lex, we'll start with you, where they can find you online, and who you'll be playing today.
I am Lex Michael. I am all over social media at @TheLexMichael, and today I am playing Merkel, Sleazy, Spittle, Scarface, and Different/Another Marauder.
Hi, I'm Adrian Snow. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm reading Lainey and Sarah's mom.
What's up, guys? I'm Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike, and I am playing Alex and Old Alex.
My name is Joe Sanfilippo. You can find me on the Twitters at Joe Flippo, Joeflipo. I'll be playing Quiesco, Scary, Marauder, Bringer, Longshoreman number 2, Girl's Dad, and Alex Sized.
Hey guys, I'm Roxy Stryer. You can find me everywhere at Roxy Stryer, and I will be playing Sarah Kazara, female bringer and mom.
Hey guys, everybody, Mike Kalinowski. Find me at Mike Kalinowski. Today, I am Farrell, Toro, Dad, Willem, Marauder, Bringer, Longshoreman 1, and Dreadlocks.
Hey.
Yeah.
And Paul, we're so excited to have you. Before I introduce you, let me intro you a bit. Paul is like a screenwriter by craft. You have an amazing screenwriting blog, which I'm familiar. You've had a lot of attention for at least 3 of your features that you've kind of allowed me to highlight on this show. You have a script called The Crimson Cloak. You have a script, of course, called Dreamship that we're reading today, and a newer script called The Iron Horse of Lucy Steele. And all of these scripts have gotten recognition through the Nickel competition, some other awards, and yeah, it's just exciting to have a very traditional screenwriter in our show today. So
A traditional screenwriter? I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
I feel like someone who really respects the art and the
Okay. I was
craft.
going to say, should I wear my black t-shirt instead?
Maybe. Your beret.
Oh, yes, and the jodhpurs, too.
yeah.
That's if I were a director, too.
But we're so honored to have you today. Before we dive into Dreamship, can you give us maybe 1 or 2 minutes about the log line and the kind of the world we're entering today before we dive into this?
Well, it's a fantasy adventure. I love the swashbuckling type of story, and I'm a child of the '80s. So I was raised on Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Goonies, and they don't really have those as much lately. So I wanted to write something that was really, a real roller coaster ride of a story, and that, I'm a parent, so I wanted my daughter to be able to see something that I would love to go see with her as well, because I'm still in love with those kinds of stories. So I put this together. The story itself stems. I had this other story which involved ghost pirates, and then this movie called Pirates of the Caribbean came out, and I figured nobody's going to really pay as much attention. But there was an image of involved this flying pirate ship sailing over the roofs of the suburbs, and I thought I loved the imagery. So how can I transfer that to a different story? And then I worked on it and came up with this one.
Very cool.
And so this went through a couple of incarnations, and what you see here today is the end result.
Amazing. Well, we're so excited to read it, and we're excited too because we haven't read a rousing family adventure movie yet on the show. So we're so excited to have both the script and you in studio. Without further ado, guys, I say we dive right in.
Woohoo!
Do it.
This is Dreamship by Paul E. Zeidman. Exterior sky, night. Countless stars twinkle amidst blackness.
This may look like the sky, but it's really much, much more than that.
A shooting star distinguishes itself.
Fantastic things happen up here among the clouds every single night while children sleep.
A second shooting star heads for it from the opposite direction.
For this is where the never-ending struggle between the noble bringers of dreams and the sinister nightmare marauders continues.
Far below in the stratosphere hovers an immense, majestic schooner the size of a cruise ship, the Dreamship. Its hull and sails reflect its surroundings, which make it practically invisible. Exterior Dreamship main deck bridge. Captain Quiesco, late 40s, what a man's man aspires to be, watches the shooting stars via high-tech binoculars. The stars cross paths. Quiesco whips out a Victorian-style cordless microphone.
All hands, prepare for emergency ahead full. Now, Mr. Fuller.
Aye, sir.
Farrell, 50s veteran ship's pilot, mans the wheel. His hands blur over numerous controls, ending with slamming a master control lever forward. Exterior Dreamship stern. Immense engines rev up. Boom! Mega powerful rockets ignite, propelling the ship forward at breakneck speed. Exterior Dreamship bridge. An alarm sounds. A vast holographic screen appears. A dozen dots rapidly stream into view.
Incoming Marauder fire stern.
Evasive maneuvers.
Farrell cranks the wheel hard. Exterior sky. The ship veers. A dozen crackling bolts of electricity close in. Most of them miss, but 2 don't. Blam! Smoke streams from each impact, but the ship screams ahead, undeterred. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Alarm sound. The screen changes to the ship's schematic. The damaged area is highlighted in red. Farrell rapidly adjusts controls and Quiesco scowls.
Kizara.
Exterior sky. A humongous, terrifying pirate-style vessel, similarly camouflaged, hurtles towards the Dreamship. The Formidolasis. Exterior Formidolasis bridge. Captain Kizara, mid-30s, swimsuit model gorgeous, except for that nasty facial scar, surveys the scene.
Faster, Mr. Toro!
Toro, 30s, massively muscled ship's pilot mans the wheel.
Aye, Captain.
Exterior sky. The Formidolasis closes in. Exterior Dreamship stern. A dozen hatches pop open. Intimidating cannons protrude. They discharge lightning bolts towards the Formidolasis. Blam! The bolts hit. The Formidolasis returns fire. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Despite the chaos around him, Quiesco presses a green button on an ornate pocket watch. Exterior Dreamship launch platform. A green light lights on a similar pocket watch. Its owner quickly pockets it, struggles with some mooring ropes, and stumbles into a floating skiff. Think 21st century speedboat based on a 1957 Chevy. 2 rear-mounted rocket engines fire and roar as the skiff turns sharply and races away. Its trajectory points downwards, towards somewhere in suburban America. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Quiesco's attention returns to the battle at hand.
Double the assault.
Exterior sky. The 2 ships exchange a devastating amount of electrical attacks, but the Formidolasis gets it worse and changes course. Exterior Formidolasis bridge. Kizara slams a fist into the wall. It makes a significant hole.
Enjoy victory while you can, Quiesco. I will find the child.
Exterior sky. The skiff screams ahead. Interior skiff. On the dashboard sits a small silver gift-wrapped package next to a yellowed, charred around the edges black and white photo of a 12-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl, circa the mid-1950s. Dissolve 2. A home video plays. Interior, Laney's room, evening. Alex Finn, 6, stands over Laney Finn, 3 days old and asleep in her crib. He looks less than interested.
What do you think about your new baby sister, Alex?
The boy excitedly presents a toy globe.
Did you see my globe?
Shh, not too loud. I did, very nice.
Alex squints at the globe.
Daddy, I can't read it. It's too dark.
He plops down next to a nightlight that bears a more than passing resemblance to the Dreamship. A few scraps of silver wrapping paper lay scattered below it.
Where'd this come from?
Daddy, listen. North Pole. North Pole. Daddy, I read it.
Baby Laney cries.
Alex!
And the video ends. Interior Laney's room, night. The clock reads 12:05 a.m. Caption, 10 years later. Laney, now 10, curiosity personified, sits up in bed, eyes wide with intrigue and excitement.
And then what?
Merkel, ageless 28, trying to be the coolest guy in the room, gesticulates wildly. His voice reveals a stuffy nose.
There I was, trapped like a rat, but I let loose with the old 1-2 and down they went.
He stifles a sneeze. Laney claps enthusiastically.
Oh, yay!
Laney, are you still awake?
Both act as if they've been caught doing something they shouldn't, which they are.
Sounds like my cue to Amscray.
Oh, do you have to?
He boops her nose.
Afraid so, kiddo.
But what happened next?
Tell you tomorrow if I'm feeling better. If not, day after, promise.
Laney switches off the nightlight, the same one. The window pane shimmers like water as Merkel reaches into it and pulls out a rope ladder.
Nightlight working okay?
Oh, you ask that every time.
It's my job. Sweet dreams.
A la Gleason.
And away we go!
He jumps into the window, pulling the ladder along. Laney waves at the darkness, switches the nightlight on, and climbs into bed. Seconds later, otherworldly rockets blast outside, then fade. Almost immediately, Mom, 40s-ish, opens the door.
Laney, it's way past bedtime.
Oh, but Marco was telling me another Dreamship story.
Well, now it's time to go to sleep.
She pauses.
Were you the one looking up addresses on the computer?
Laney snuggles in.
Uh-huh.
How come?
It's a surprise.
Oh, okay. Good night, sweetie.
Good night, Mom.
The door closes. Laney peeks under her pillow at a small yellow envelope, then smiles at the window.
Good night, Marco.
Interior minivan day. The vehicle idles at a stoplight. Alex, now 16, well-intentioned but a little too head in the clouds, mans the wheel. Dad, 40s-ish, sits in the passenger seat. Alex admires himself in the rearview mirror. Looking good.
Alex, eyes on the road.
Dad, I know.
The light turns green.
Okay, now ease up on the brake.
Alex floors it. The van roars ahead, as much as a minivan can, and Alex savors the moment. This is what speed and freedom feel like, and he likes it.
Alex!
The engine slows.
My foot slipped.
You can't just go charging ahead. You gotta think things through.
Alex has heard this before, too many times.
Alex, the stop sign!
What stop sign?
A lazy police siren sounds.
That one.
Exterior house later. Alex hops out of the minivan.
But Dad, if you would
No, Alex, end of discussion.
Sarah, 16, mousy cute, but a little peculiar, approaches.
Hey, Alex.
Oh, hey, Sarah.
She hands him a dog-eared paperback of The Count of Monte Cristo.
Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Yeah, no problem.
Have you been to the new bookstore on 2nd? Maybe we could check it out together.
Can't. I'm grounded. Effective immediately. It's not my fault I keep messing up.
So you'll be here all weekend.
Yep.
We're going to my cousin's tonight and coming back Sunday. I could call you.
Her phone dings. She checks it.
Oh, I've got to help my dad clean out the gutters. Bye.
She waves as she dashes off. He waves back.
Bye.
Interior kitchen day. Mom stands on a ladder as she screws a light bulb into an overhead light fixture. A toolbox sits on the counter. Alex strolls in, opens the refrigerator, and inspects a carton of ice cream.
Chocolate peanut butter. Again. Always the kind Lainey wants.
I heard the driving lesson didn't go so well.
He replaces the ice cream.
So I've made a few
A
mistakes.
few? You're lucky they haven't revoked your learner's permit.
Now I'm stuck here all weekend with her.
It's just for a few days, unless you want to come to this reunion.
Better than hearing those stupid Dreamship stories all the time.
They're not stupid, just an overactive imagination. She'll outgrow it someday. Check the switch, please.
Alex flicks the exposed light switch. Nothing. He grabs a screwdriver.
I bet it's a loose wire.
Alex, wait!
Alex manipulates the screwdriver behind the switch. Zap. The lights flicker, then go out. Alex replaces the screwdriver, then zips out.
Hey, what happened to the lights?
Interior Alex room day later. The decor seems more Indiana Jones than suburban teenager. Photos of exotic places, postcards, posters, etc. The centerpiece, a sprawling world map dotted with red pins. Lainey, a ping pong ball pistol hanging from her belt, removes a pin. She reads where the pin was.
Rio de Janeiro.
It joins a dozen others in her palm. She removes another.
Caro.
Alex strolls in, stops short.
What are you doing?
Startled, she drops the pins.
I was just looking.
He storms towards it.
Out now!
Lainey sidesteps as Alex retrieves the pins. She hangs just outside as Alex reinserts them.
Go away.
What's Caro?
He jams in a pin hard.
Cairo, in Egypt. And as soon as I can, I'm going there and everywhere else, far away from here.
Well, can I come with you?
The last thing I'd ever want is to go anywhere or do anything with you.
He slams the door. Exterior house evening. Mom and Dad sit in the car and Alex and Lainey stand outside.
I left some pizza money for tomorrow. We'll call when we get to the hotel.
Alex, you watch your sister, and that's it. No driving, no friends over. You got it?
Yeah.
Lainey runs to the driver's window.
When are you coming home?
The day after tomorrow. Be good and listen to your brother.
And you be nice.
Alex feigns shock as the car pulls away. Lainey waves. Interior Alex's room evening. Alex reads The Life of Houdini. A knock at the door.
Go away.
Will you play Dreamship with me?
No.
Well, Dad said you had to.
Interior hallway. Alex's door swings open and Lainey aims her pistol.
Zap! I got you with my Incando pistol.
Ouch. You got me. There, we played. And Dad didn't say I had to. He said to be nice, which I am.
No, you're not.
He trudges past.
The fact I'm even talking to you means I'm being nice.
Interior kitchen. Alex chugs milk from the carton. Lainey climbs it onto a stool.
Merkel says 2 shooting stars crossed when I was born, and it means I'm special.
No, it means you're delusional.
You wouldn't say that if Merkel was here. He's super strong.
Jesus, just give it a rest. I'm so sick of hearing the same stuff day after day. Will you just shut up about all the stupid Dreamship crap?
It's not stupid. It's real.
No, it isn't. Why don't you just grow up already?
On the verge of tears, she runs out. Interior Alex's room. Lainey rips the map to shreds. Alex races in.
What the hell are you doing?
She rushes him.
I hate you and your stupid map.
She barrels past him. A door slams and locks off screen. Interior kitchen. Alex digs into the toolbox. Interior Lainey's room. Lainey cries her eyes out. Click, click. Alex finally pushes the door open, screwdriver and Houdini book in hand.
Go away.
Let's see how you like it.
He seizes the nightlight. She goes from upset to panicked.
No.
She jumps him, clawing for the nightlight.
Oh, put it back. You have to put it back.
They topple. Thud. Crack.
Ow, stupid thing jabbed me.
She ignores him and pushes him clear. A crack practically bisects the nightlight. She goes from panicked to full-blown hysteria.
No! Fix it, Alex, you have to before it's too late.
She gathers up the pieces, her tears a waterfall.
Please.
She collapses in a heap.
I'll try.
Interior Laney's room later. Dusk falls. Alex plugs in the nightlight, now held together by duct tape. He flicks a switch, and amazingly, it works. Laney wraps her arms around him.
Oh, thank you. I knew you could do it.
You owe me a map.
She hugs him again. He reciprocates with an awkward pat on the shoulder. Interior Alex's room night. Alex attempts to repair the map, but no such luck. This can now be considered a lost cause. He drops into bed, skimming his book. Interior Laney's room. Laney sleeps soundly. The nightlight flickers, then goes dark. The pane shimmers as a pair of hands emerge from within. Interior Alex's room. Alex reads. Suddenly, a scream and jarring crash come from Laney's room.
Alex, help!
What now?
He shuffles out the door. Interior Laney's room. Alex opens the door and sees Laney, glowing sparkly red, huddled next to the nightlight. A scary nighttime marauder, late teens, early 20s, approaches her with caution and suspicion. A bungee-like cord runs from a hook on his belt into the window pane.
Come on, girlie. Why don't it work on you?
Hey!
Scary recoils upon seeing Alex. He reaches into a leather pouch on his belt and flings sparkly red powder at Alex. Laney smacks the nightlight and it flickers. The window shimmers, which grabs his attention.
Come on, work.
You ain't trapping me.
He dives out the window. Laney whacks the nightlight and it lights.
Yes.
Alex drops to his knees, numb.
Alex!
Alex's point of view. Red sparkles coat his chest, arms and hands. Things get blurry, hazy, and he falls over. Laney crawls into view.
Don't worry, Alex. You'll be okay.
Things get dark.
It's only nightmare powder.
And everything goes black. Interior living room day, nightmare. Thick dust and cobwebs cover everything.
Alex, I have to go now.
A wizened old Alex sits in a dusty recliner. He reads The Life of Houdini.
Rio de Janeiro again.
Laney, dressed like a rugged survivalist, checks a revolver.
Tomb Raiders in the pyramids. I'm on the next flight to Cairo.
She holsters the revolver.
Ah, wish I could go.
She dons badass sunglasses.
You just get in the way. I'll send you another postcard. Bye.
She bounds out. Present-day Alex leans back in the recliner.
She's right. Better for me to stay right here.
End nightmare sequence. Interior Laney's room morning. Alex jolts awake. Laney watches from her bed.
I just had the weirdest dream.
I know.
Interior Alex's room later. Laney watches as Alex paces.
This is crazy. All this Dreamship stuff, it's just make-believe.
Nuh-uh.
I'm hallucinating. That's gotta be it.
Alex, it's real.
She holds up the damaged nightlight.
And we have to fix this before tonight or else they could come back.
Who could come back?
I'll tell you if you make pancakes.
Interior kitchen later. Alex serves up pancakes and Laney retrieves her ice cream.
So bringers bring good dreams, and the guy last night was a nightmare marauder. They bring nightmares?
Uh-huh.
She deposits a way too big scoop of ice cream atop her pancakes and then drenches the whole thing in syrup.
This is too weird. Where do they even come from?
She gets very serious and she looks him square in the eye.
A really long time ago?
Alex's phone rings. It's Mom.
Oh, great.
He hits answer.
Hey, Mom.
Put it on speaker.
Alex pushes a button.
Got in late, but we wanted to make sure everything's okay.
Mom, guess what? Alex saw a nightmare marauder last night.
That's great, sweetie.
Gotta go, Mom. We're going to the playground.
Oh, okay. Have fun. We'll call later. Bye.
He hangs up.
Did you have to tell her that?
She devours a forkful of ice cream and pancake.
Yeah?
Interior Laney's room day. Laney shows Alex numerous drawings.
So they fly around in the Dreamship every night, bringing dreams to kids.
I don't remember anything like that.
Well, of course not, silly. You're asleep, so you don't know they're there.
I guess. So, have you ever gone?
He points skyward.
It's too dangerous. The nightlight hides me from the marauders.
Hides you? Why?
Because I was born under 2 shooting stars, which means I'm...
Yeah, I know. Special. But special how?
Well, Miracle says I'm not ready to know yet.
You keep talking about this Merkel. Who is he?
The bravest bringer ever! He can do anything. One time he even escaped from a marauder prison by pretending to be a dead guy.
Wait, prison?
Interior kitchen evening. Alex and Laney eat pizza as the final rays of daylight fade.
If this Dreamship flies all over the place, how come nobody's ever seen it?
Well, they're really good at hiding, and they only fly at nighttime.
Radar satellites can pick it up.
No, they couldn't.
Why not?
It's too dark.
Interior Laney's room night. Laney turns off the overhead light. Alex turns on the night light. She kneels next to him at the window.
So, what now?
We stay up until midnight. That's when Miracle gets here.
Alex taps the window.
It's still glass. How do they go in and out like that?
Nighttime does something to windows. You have to be connected to something coming in, and the first time you go out, it changes you.
Changes you how?
Makes you like them. And if you don't come back in the same window by sunrise, sunlight makes you stuck like that forever.
Wow.
Is there any pizza left?
Later, the clock reads 11:53. Laney struggles to stay awake. Alex thumbs through his book. The nightlight blinks and sputters. Alex sets his book down and nudges her awake.
Laney.
Bzzzt, poof. It spits out like a whip of smoke, then goes dark.
Uh-oh.
What? What is it?
Both look to the window, then scramble behind the bed. Alex wields a baseball bat. Laney holds a Barbie pink toy golf club. Dead silence. His ringtone blares, startling them. Alex checks his phone.
Sarah. Jeez, I forgot.
The ringtone repeats.
Aren't you going to answer it?
Now?
The phone goes silent. Something thumps the window. Both freeze. The window shimmers as a pair of boots manifest.
Get down!
Alex and Laney drop. Alex peeks out. Scary brandishes a billy club as he surveys the room. Sleazy Marauder follows. Bungee-type cord runs from their waist into the window pane.
I'm telling you, until last night, nobody had ever seen this window or seen that girl before.
And she ain't here now. The captain ain't gonna like this.
Scary sees Alex's book and Laney's plate. He holds Sleazy back. Alex and Laney huddle.
What are we going to do?
We scared him last night. Maybe we can do it again. When I count 3, jump up and yell your head off.
I'm scared.
Me too. Ready?
Laney nods.
1, 2, 3!
They spring up, weapons at the ready. Scary and Sleazy jump back, more surprised than scared. Alex climbs out of bed and Laney hangs back. Alex shakes the bat.
Get out of here!
Scary and Sleazy look at each other. Is he serious? Sleazy whips out a retro sci-fi pistol and fires. Zap! A lightning bolt sizzles across the room. It incinerates most of the bat. Scary flings his club. Thunk! It wallops Alex square in the forehead and he drops.
Alex!
Scary charges her. She swings her golf club at him. He grabs it mid-swing and tosses it aside. She turns to run, but he's too fast, and he grabs her.
You're coming with us, girlie.
No!
She puts up a hell of a fight, but he doesn't let go. Sleazy studies her, curious.
She don't look that special to me.
Let's go.
Scary jumps through the window, Laney in tow. Just as Sleazy crouches to jump, Alex tackles him from behind and his pistol drops.
No!
This quickly becomes a test of will and strength, neither giving any ground. But Sleazy knocks Alex down with a sock across the jaw. Sleazy stands over him, billy club in his hand.
Just a little collateral damage.
He raises the club, ready to strike. Alex rolls clear.
You think it's that easy?
Alex ends up at Sleazy's pistol. He grabs it and flips it over. Sleazy notices, but not soon enough.
Hey!
Zap! The shot hits Sleazy dead center. He screams as he dissolves into a swirl of golden sparkles, which fades away quickly. His cord undergoes the same transformation, disappearing into the window. Alex jumps to his feet, runs to the window, and thump! Regular old glass.
Laney!
Exterior sky. Laney and Scary soar upwards via the cord. Her violent resistance continues, and Scary grabs her wrist.
You're lucky I can't accidentally let you fall.
Laney looks down. Terra firma moves further away with each passing second. She grabs on for dear life. Way off in the distance, something rockets downwards. Interior Laney's room. Alex's phone rings and he reads the screen.
Oh, no.
He steels himself, then answers.
Hey, Mom. How's it going?
I know it's late, but we wanted to see how you two are doing.
Everything's fine. We're fine. I gotta go.
Let me talk to Laney.
She's in the bathroom.
Exterior sky. Scary and Laney approach a ridiculously huge dark shape.
And then she's going to bed. Really tired.
The closer they get, the more the Formidolossus comes into view.
Hold on. Dad wants to talk to you.
Exterior Formidolossus main deck. Laney and Scary land. A horde of nightmare marauders goes silent. All eyes upon her, a mix of curious and intimidated.
Hey, Alex, what'd you guys do tonight?
The horde parts to create a path. Scary drags her forward. Marauders whisper amongst themselves as they pass.
We played that game she likes. Look, Dad, I really gotta go.
Interior Formidolossus brig. Laney gets pushed into a dank cell and the door clangs shut. Spittle, repulsive familiar jailer, eyes Laney.
I'm really proud of you, Alex. You're showing some real maturity.
Interior Laney's room. Approaching otherworldly rockets outside grab Alex's attention. They sound right on top of him. Alex watches the window, pistol at the ready.
Yeah, sounds great, Dad. I'll talk to you later.
The window shimmers as Merkel swings in on a rope ladder. He lands awkwardly, but quickly adjusts to indicate he meant to do that. He sees Alex. He dives behind the bed.
Alex, what was that?
The TV? I gotta go.
He hangs up, then edges toward the bed, pistol aimed.
Come on out. Whoever you are, I've got a gun.
Merkel slowly rises, hands up to indicate surrender.
Don't shoot.
He braces himself for something big and painful, which doesn't come. He sees Alex staring back and breathes easy.
You're not a marauder.
He looks closer.
I've seen you before. Of course, if it were a snake, it would have bit me, the big brother.
Instantly exuding confidence and charisma, he saunters over to Alex.
Put her there, Clyde.
He pumps Alex's hand.
It's Alex. Who are you?
Merkel stops, stunned, practically insulted.
What? Laney hasn't told you about me? The one and only Merkel? Smart? brave, handsome, and countless other flattering adjectives.
You're Merkel?
Ding ding, right the first time. Give that boy a cigar. So where is she?
He notices the pistol.
That's a Marauder and Kando pistol. How'd you get it? The nightlight should have...
He sees the damaged nightlight and stops short.
Oh, man.
He grabs Alex.
They were here? Come on, tell me, what happened?
2 guys came. One took her. I shot the other one.
When? How long ago?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Might as well be last Tuesday.
Merkel produces a pocket watch.
Okay, stay cool, Merkel. Stay cool. There may still be a chance.
What's that?
Merkel shushes him as he opens the watch. Holographic numbers appear over the face. 6:45 in red, 6:42 in white. The latter counting down by seconds.
Just over 6.5 hours. Oh, man.
Oh, 6.5 hours into what?
Sunrise, Clyde.
But I told you my name's not... Wait, Sunrise, but...
Merkel
that means...
stashes the watch.
Darn Skippy, but don't you worry about it. I've got everything under control.
He grabs the rope ladder.
Under control? She's been taken to who knows where. I gotta get her back.
He aims at Merkel.
You're taking me with you.
Merkel pushes the pistol aside.
What do you care if she comes back?
What?
Since when have you ever cared about Lainey?
I care.
Merkel collects the rope ladder.
I care. What's the longest she's jumped rope without messing up? How much did you get from the Tooth Fairy last month? I bet you don't even know her favorite kind of ice cream. See? You just stay here and keep on dreaming. We'll do the best we can.
Merkel launches himself through the window. The ladder remains. Alex grabs the ladder, his feet become entwined in its bottom rungs, and the rocket fires off screen.
Chocolate peanut! Ah!
The ladder goes taut as it yanks Alex out of the window feet first. Exterior sky, moments later. Alex zooms upward, suspended upside down, his feet thoroughly entangled.
Ah!
He lunges for the ladder but goes wide. The second try barely brushes a rung. Flinging with all of his might, effort number 3 yields success. He frees his feet and looks up. The ladder leads to the rear of Merkel's skiff, last seen back in the opening scene. It bisects the painted-on name, Sweet Lorraine.
Hey! Hey, down here, hey!
Interior-exterior skiff. Merkel steers. He secures the black and white photo, then looks ahead. The Dreamship becomes more discernible as they approach. Barely noticeable lines hang from each side. The lines slowly become identifiable as rope ladders. Bringers scurry up and down each one. Exterior Dreamship launch platform. Merkel cuts the skiff's engine. It slows as it pulls alongside. 3 longshoremen-type bringers watch with mild disdain.
Could you guys tie off my lines?
I don't help grounders. You?
Nah.
They turn and stride away.
Thanks loads, fellas.
He struggles with the mooring ropes, then hurdles off. Alex climbs into the skiff, slack-jawed at the sight before him. He tumbles over the driver's seat. The control panel spreads out before him, remarkably similar to a car's dashboard, complete with the steering wheel.
What kind of rocket is this?
He climbs onto the platform, taking in the surrounding spectacle of hustle and bustle. Main deck. Bringers rush in all directions. Some leap over the side and drop out of view. Some bound onto the deck and dark off.
Gangway, I need volunteers for the next dream delivery.
Wilhelm, drill sergeant type, 40s, leads 6 bringers. He points at random.
You, come on, you too.
Bringers fall in line behind him. A female bringer runs alongside.
I'm in, Willem.
Good, come on.
They bear down on Alex. He scampers to get clear, but Wilhelm grabs him and flings him into the mix.
Wait, I'm not...
Zip it! Double time to the equipment room, go!
Interior Dreamship passageway. Merkel runs to a set of huge oaken doors. He bangs the big brass knocker. Boom, boom, boom.
Captain, it's Merkel. They got her.
A door creaks open. Merkel zips in. Interior Formidolossus brig. Lainey huddles in her cell.
Right this way, Captain.
Kazara marches into view. She stops outside Lainey's cell.
Spittle, door.
Spittle rushes over and opens it. Kazara steps in. Lainey watches, nervous but intrigued. Kazara tosses nightmare powder at Lainey, who flinches. It lands on her and glows. Kazara studies her, fascinated.
Spittle!
He grovels.
At your service, Captain.
Kazara wipes powder off Lainey and tosses it in Spittle's face. Spittle screams in agony, clutching her eyes. Kazara likes what she sees.
It's true.
I'm not afraid of you. The bringers are gonna find me and take me home.
I seriously doubt that. Besides, this is your home now.
Interior Dreamship equipment room. Wilhelm inspects the line of bringers, all primed for action, until he reaches the end of the line. Alex, a mess in ill-fitting bringer gear.
I told you, I'm not a bringer.
No? Then what are you doing here? Been a while since a grounder came aboard.
The Nightmare Marauders took my sister.
They don't take kids.
It's true, ask Merkel.
I can believe anything he says.
Fine, I'll take care of this myself.
He stomps toward the door. Wilhelm gestures. Bringers encircle Alex.
Tell you what, as soon as we're done, I'll take you straight to the captain myself.
Great. Done with what?
Exterior Formidolossus main deck. Alex, now looking sharp in bringer gear, including fingerless gloves, powder pouch, and pistol, stands at the railing before Wilhelm and the bringers.
So, how does this work?
Get in, powder, get out. just in case.
Wilhelm hands him a pocket watch.
Merkel has one like that. What's this red button for?
Distress signal. Don't push it now.
Alex stashes the watch.
Okay, go!
He points over the railing.
You've got to be kidding.
Wilhelm's scowl becomes a creepy smile.
Just messing with you, kid.
He slides next to Alex.
In fact, it's just one little thing you need to do.
What's that?
Wilhelm lifts Alex up.
Don't mess up!
He flings Alex over the railing and his scream fades. Exterior sky. Alex plummets alongside the ladder. He flails for a handhold. His hands slap cartoon-like against the rungs. Whap, whap, whap. He slowly grabs the side of the ladder. His grip tightens. Wisps of smoke stream from his palms. His momentum slows as the houses below get closer and closer. He stops just before the bottom. The ladder hangs next to a second-story window. The window shimmers as Alex swings in. Far away, thunder rumbles. Interior, girl's bedroom. A girl, 8, sleeps, surrounded by stuffed animals. Alex advances. He bumps a large dollhouse. Its contents spill with a clatter. Unseen behind Alex, a hint of movement in a darkened corner. The girl stirs, but stays asleep. Alex tiptoes closer. Lightning flashes, revealing a crouching German shepherd. Thunder rumbles a little louder. The dog growls, teeth bared.
Oh, boy.
Alex grabs a handful of powder as he watches the dog. He throws it in the girl's general direction. The dog snarls and Alex jumps back.
Good dog. See, I'm leaving now.
The dog barks. Alex flings powder at it and the dog sneezes. Lightning flashes, thunder booms, rain pours. Running footsteps approach. Alex hurdles the dollhouse, scoops up the ladder, and dives into the window. The dog sneezes again as the door bursts open. Exterior sky. An intense thunderstorm assaults Alex as he climbs. He looks up. The ladder goes on forever. Interior, boy's bedroom. A boy, 9, sleeps in bed. Eyepatch Marauder stands at his bedside. He sprinkles nightmare powder over the boy, and he bawls. Exterior Dreamship main deck. The unrelenting storm continues. Alex struggles to pull himself aboard, then collapses, gasping, exhausted.
Oh, God.
The rain stops.
It's no good, Captain. There's no sign of it.
There has to be.
Alex sits up and looks for who said that. He finds his answer behind him. Bridge, ship's wheel. Quiesco marches as Farrell. Quiesco marches behind Farrell. Merkel follows, and Farrell glares at Merkel.
Eyes front, Mr. Farrell.
Captain.
Quiesco throws down a wall-mounted lever. A small pedestal adorned with knobs, switches, and dials arises. Quiesco adjusts everything within reach.
Give me their approximate starting point again.
The holographic screen appears. Merkel steps in and points.
They started here, sir.
Alex pokes in between them.
Are you the captain?
Who is
Surprise
this?
all around.
You, what are you doing here?
You've got to help me get my sister back.
I'll take care of this, Captain. Come on, you got a ham scrape.
No, you said you were running out of time.
Alex draws his pistol.
If she's so important, then you have to help me.
Quiesco and Farrell draw their pistols. Merkel stands between both sides and faces Alex.
Now, just be cool, Clyde.
My name is Alex.
His pistol misfires. The shot hits Farrell's wheel. Electricity crackles over the controls, which then explode. Alarms blare, soon drowned out by immense engines revving up.
Oh, no.
Quiesco whips out his microphone.
All hands, prepare for emergency ahead full.
The rockets ignite. Boom! Everybody desperately hangs on as the ship hurtles ahead.
Get her under control, Mr. Farrell, now!
G-forces flatten Farrell upside down against the wall.
Won't be a moment, Captain.
Interior Femidolasis, Kazara's quarters. Eyepatch stands before Kazara's massive deck. Ropes bind Laney to a chair. I've never seen anything like it, Captain. Worked faster than anything. Kazara caresses Laney's cheek. Laney recoils.
Glorious. And that fool Quiesco thought he could hide you from me?
A knock at the door.
Dismissed. Come.
Eyepatch salutes, zips out as the door opens. A scrawny marauder leads in spittle, her eyes bandaged.
You sent for me, Captain?
Kazara whips off her bandages and scrutinizes the raw, inflamed flesh. Spittle's eyes flutter. Kazara grabs her face.
Can you see me?
A bit.
She shoves Spittle away.
It's already weakening.
She pours out some powder. The sparkles dim. She presses the pouch against Laney's hand and it glows.
Strongest right after contact. I guess you'll just have to do this for the rest of your life.
No!
Don't you realize how wonderful this is? The thrill of nightmares will no longer be limited to...
The ship's whistle interrupts. Captain to bridge! Captain to the bridge! Exterior Femidolasis Bridge. A tiny holographic Dreamship zigzags across a massive holographic globe.
What are they doing? Take us in, Mr. Toro.
Right, Captain.
Exterior Dreamship Bridge. The ship reels. Farrell wrestles with the wheel while Quiesco jury rigs wire connections. Alex and Merkel desperately hold on.
Try it now, Mr. Farrell.
Farrell flips switches and pushes buttons. The engines die down as the ship levels out. Quiesco takes in the mess that is his ship.
Damage report.
A holographic screen labeled damage report appears. It fills with a ridiculously long list, including glimpses of broken, non-operational, and beyond repair. The last line blinks. Functionality, 39%, which changes to 38%. Quiesco activates his microphone.
All repair crews report for immediate duty.
Quiesco stashes the mic, then focuses on Alex.
Do you have any idea how much damage you've caused?
An ear-blasting alarm sounds.
Formidolosis off the port bow.
A holographic Formidolosis appears on screen.
What's that?
Where Laney is.
A ship this big and we can't take them on?
We could if we were fully functional. Take us back into the storm, Mr. Farrell.
Captain?
Now!
Aye, sir.
Farrell spins the wheel and the ship turns around. Exterior for Middleossus Bridge. The holographic Dreamship disappears into the storm.
Retreat. That's so unlike you, Quiesco. What game are you playing now?
Can you continue pursuit, Captain?
No. Resume previous course. I have a guest to attend to.
Exterior sky. The storm battles the Dreamship. Interior Dreamship Quiesco's quarters. Shackles restrain Alex. Quiesco studies him as Merkel fidgets off to the side.
I didn't mean to mess up your ship.
Silence!
Alex clams up. Quiesco looks to Merkel.
Does he know what the girl can do?
I don't think so, Captain.
You mean Laney? Just gotta be a pain in the ass.
There is a balance between dreams and nightmares, and now Laney is the means to tip the scales in Kazara's favor.
Yeah, right.
They respond with stony silence. Alex stops laughing.
Seriously?
Laney was born at the exact moment two shooting stars crossed paths. She has the ability to enhance the power of both dream and nightmare powder. Normally, the effects last for one night, but now it could go on indefinitely.
Dreams and nightmares that never end?
Right first time.
Outside, the storm subsides.
Now, in theory, a dose of amplified powder could nullify the effects of the other, but we need Laney to do that.
Then why are we still talking about this? Let's go find her.
Quiesco nods to Merkel, who frees Alex.
That's what we intend to do, but you are going home.
No way, I'm staying.
Kazara's too dangerous, and especially not after what you did to my ship. How long have we got, Merkel?
Merkel shows him the watch. A counting down white, 5 hours and 25 minutes.
Get back as soon as you can.
Aye, Captain. Let's hit the road, Clyde.
Merkel heads for the door, pulling Alex along.
Hey, stop!
This is not open for discussion. Go.
But
Don't. Come on.
He drags Alex out. Interior Dreamship hallway moments later. Merkel hurries as Alex struggles to keep up.
I really do want to help.
Merkel stops. Any trace of good-naturedness has vanished.
This isn't about you.
I want to get Laney back too.
She's just the latest part of this.
Part of what?
Kazara used to be a bringer, but her love of nightmares was too strong. She led a mutiny to make herself captain. Quiesco stopped her, but she escaped and joined the Marauders. He was never the same after that.
Because she betrayed him?
Because he couldn't bring himself to kill her when he had the chance.
Interior for Middleossus. Kazara's quarters. Kazara picks up an assortment of goodies and nibbles her choice. She hides her look of disgust.
Chocolate peanut butter.
Laney, still tied up, eyes them.
Would you like some?
Laney can't help but nod.
Any funny business and it's back to your cell. Deal?
Laney nods again. Kazara unties her. The girl stuffs her face.
My, you were hungry. I like it when a person shows a zest for something. Here you also have a big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Kazara casually swings a sword.
They say they'll protect you, take care of you, but they don't. Nothing but empty promises.
Alex, well, I bet the bringers will even need him to save me.
Such misguided innocence. He's probably at home, sound asleep.
Laney shoves in a fat eclair.
He is not.
Interior-exterior skiff sky. Merkel steers. Alex studies the controls and how Merkel handles them. Alex points behind them.
Whoa, what's that?
Merkel panics as he turns.
What's what?
Alex pounces and he grabs the wheel.
We're going back. Now.
Merkel struggles to regain control.
Let go!
The wheel rolls left, then right, and the skiff careens.
I said let go!
He yanks with tremendous effort. Alex, unrelenting, crashes into him. They slam into the controls, pressing numerous buttons and flipping switches. Pop, zing, flash!
Stop! You're gonna short it out!
A few sparks spark beneath the controls, followed by jets of smoke. They tumble into the wheel, then fall over, and the wheel spins wildly. The skiff barrel rolls into the night. Exterior Dreamship bridge. A dot labeled Merkel moves erratically off screen. Farrell clearly disapproves.
Crazy grounder. Always showing off.
Interior-exterior skiff. The rolling continues. Merkel pushes a blinking blue button. Retro rockets fire. The rolling slows to a stop and the skiff lazily floats.
Auto stabilizer for harsh wind conditions.
They sit up. Merkel slaps Alex upside the head.
Hey!
What the hell were you thinking?
I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't cut it. You can't just go and do something without thinking about the consequences.
Each drifts into silence. Merkel resets every button and switch.
Never mind. Let's see how bad it is.
He opens the panel under the controls, revealing a mess of wires, electronics, gears, and pipes.
Oh, man. Time to call in the cavalry.
He pulls out his watch, now cracked and broken.
How about yours?
Alex's watch looks even worse.
This isn't good, is it?
No.
Interior for Middleossus, Kazara's quarters. Lainey finishes the last of the goodies. Kazara clutches her stomach as she digs through her desk drawers.
Where did it go? Oh no!
She rushes into the adjoining room and slams the door shut. Retching from within soon follows. A dragon's head candle holder, scone, catches Lainey's attention. Oh, sconce catches Lainey's attention. Watching Kazara's door, she sneaks over and runs a finger along the dragon's teeth. The sconce wobbles. She twists it. When it gets almost horizontal, a soft hidden rumbling sounds. Dust falls as a hidden door slides open approximately 2 inches. Through the narrow opening, Lainey can just make out the cobwebbed controls of a skiff.
Cool.
A flush sounds off screen. Lainey hurriedly rights the sconce. The door opens as she zips back to her seat. Kazara staggers out. Lainey looks as innocent as possible.
Ugh.
She resumes digging in her desk, and she finds what she's been looking for.
Oh, here it is.
She gestures to Lainey.
Come here. I've got something for you.
Kazara offers a simple gold ring.
Put this on.
Lainey holds back.
Now! I mean, please.
Lainey dons the ring. It's way too big, but then it shrinks to fit. She tugs at it.
It won't come off.
That's the point.
Kazara runs away, concealing a ruby ring from Lainey's view. She twists the ruby. A small arrow appears on it, pointing towards Lainey. Lainey's ring faintly glows, but she's too distracted by Kazara to notice.
What are you doing?
Kazara counter-twists the ruby. The arrow disappears. She turns back and grabs Lainey's arm.
Nothing. Time to get to work.
Exterior for Middleossus' main deck. Kazara shoves Lainey towards a line of 5 marauders.
You know what to do.
Lainey stands still, much to Kazara's frustration.
Ugh, must I do everything?
She grabs Lainey's wrist. The girl struggles, but Kazara easily overpowers her and extends Lainey's arm.
Powder!
A marauder sets his pouch on Lainey's clenched fist, and it glows. Lainey sees her opportunity. Her hands jerk up, and the pouch launches, spilling its contents. The resulting cloud hits the marauder's face. He howls as he collapses, clutching his eyes. Kazara grips Lainey's wrist tighter as her other hand clamps Lainey's shoulder. Lainey flinches.
Ow!
Don't do that again.
Each falling marauder presses their pouch against her hand, clips their cord, and hurtles overboard. Kazara eases her grip, but still holds Lainey tight.
What a glorious night!
Interior girl's bedroom. A girl 6 cries in her sleep.
Oh, she'll be okay. It's just a nightmare.
The door closes. Darkness reveals red sparkles blanketing her upper body. The window shimmers as a rope ladder drops in. Wilhelm emerges and rushes to the girl. He wipes some powder. Sparkles dance on his fingertips. One lands near his eye and it stings. Exterior Dreamship main deck. A throng of bringers surround Quiesco.
Captain, the nightmare powder's even stronger now.
What are we gonna do?
Captain!
Wilhelm muscles his way through.
How bad is it, Wilhelm?
I've never seen anything like it, Captain. How did the Marauders do it?
The child of the shooting stars.
But that's just a legend.
No, she's real.
Captain, the grounder who came aboard tonight, he was telling the truth.
Quiesco nods.
What do we do?
We get her back, at all costs.
He whips out his microphone.
All hands, effective immediately, all Dream deliveries are suspended. I want those repairs done as soon as possible. And somebody find out where Merkel is.
Interior, exterior skiff. Alex and Merkel each struggle to repair their watches.
Ugh, stupid parts.
Merkel's focus alternates between his watch and the sky.
Zip it, will you? The sooner we send a distress signal, the better. No telling how close the Marauders might be.
Lainey called you the bravest bringer ever. Don't know why.
Everything I told her was absolutely true.
You said you escaped from prison pretending to be a dead guy. That's from the Count of Monte Cristo.
Which is a very good book. So I embellished things a little.
Why would you do that?
Merkel closes his watch and hits a red button.
I've got my reasons.
Exterior Dreamship bridge. Quiesco and Farrell consult the holographic map. The Merkel dot fades in and out.
How did he end up way out there? This was a simple drop and return.
The Formidolossus appears on screen, closer to the skiff than they are.
He's not alone, Captain. And we can only go at minimum speed.
So be it.
Exterior Formidolossus bridge. Toro eyes the globe and he presses a button.
Captain, you're gonna want to see this.
Interior exterior skiff. Merkel's feet stick out from under the controls.
Aren't you done yet?
Back off, will ya? This isn't as easy as it looks.
Come on, we're wasting time.
Jeez, cool your jets. You're like my old man working on his T-Bird. Man, what a clunker. Took forever and a day, but we got her purring like a kitten.
Hold on, a T-Bird? Bringers don't drive T-Birds. At least, I don't think they do. What are you?
Merkel slides out. This is not a conversation he wanted to have.
I was 12. The bringer woke us up when he knocked over a lamp in the room I shared with my little sister. He skedaddled before doing the powder thing and must have forgotten to pull the ladder out with him.
You went through the window?
My sister begged me not to, but I couldn't resist. It was amazing, up until the end.
You didn't make it back by sunrise.
Actually, the captain made sure I did.
Then why are you...
Merkel runs a finger along the photo's chart edge.
When the bringer knocked over the lamp, the bulb shattered, but it was still plugged in. The live filament started a fire, burned the house down. No window.
He indicates the photo.
Found this, though.
What about your family?
Merkel gently boops the nose of the girl in the photo.
Gone.
But didn't you...
You writing a book? I got work to do.
He sets the photo down and retreats underneath the controls.
And don't touch anything.
Alex picks up the photo. He flips it over. It reads, Lorraine, 1956. Something up ahead catches his eye.
Hey, I think I see them.
Merkel pops up.
Told you they'd...
Each looks ahead.
That doesn't look like the Dreamship.
It's not.
Exterior, Dreamship Bridge. Quiesco, Farrell, and other bringers watch the screen as the Formidolossus closes in on Merkel.
Maintain course, Mr. Farrell. There's nothing else we can do.
Aye, sir.
Exterior, Formidolossus Bridge. Kazara and several marauders watch as the ship approaches the far-off skiff. Laney, sandwiched between Kazara and the marauders, notices everybody's distraction. Trying hard not to draw attention to himself, she bolts.
Get her!
Laney weaves through the several marauders until a linebacker-sized marauder blocks her path. She backs up to the wall. He lunges. She ducks at the last second as he crashes, demolishing a wall panel, exposing a compact crawl space. Marauders close in. Laney dives into the opening. Kazara forces her way up to the front. She peers into the small space adorned with numerous wires, blinking lights, steam-hissing pipes, and sparking circuitry. She catches a split-second glimpse of Laney on her hands and knees, speedily turning a corner.
Blast. Somebody go in and get her.
Captain! What about the bringer?
Blow him out of the sky.
Exterior Formidolossus hull. Gun ports open, cannons jut forth. Interior, exterior skiff. Merkel hits the starter. Nothing but misfire after misfire. The Formidolossus draws closer.
Why won't it start?
I don't know. Let me try to hotwire it. Take the wheel.
Merkel dives underneath and Alex grabs the wheel.
Anything?
I just started.
They're getting closer.
I know that.
Alex peers in.
How about those two wires?
Merkel pauses and looks.
You gotta be kidding me.
He twists the wires together.
Try it now.
Alex hits the starter and the engines roar. Exterior Formidolossus Bridge. Kazara and Toro watch the skiff rocket away.
Do they actually think they can get away?
Interior Formidolossus crawl space. Laney catches her breath. A spark pops, startling her. Distant voices sound from all directions.
I think she went this way.
Laney's arm becomes twisted among loose wires. She yanks herself free, snapping the wires in the process. A small screen reading malfunction flashes. Laney notices the abundance of wires surrounding her, and she grins. Interior, exterior, skiff. Alex steers as Merkel watches the in pursuit Formidolossus.
I don't know how long we can outrun them.
But what about Laney?
We can't help her if we're dead.
B.
How close can we get to them?
Exterior Formidolossus Bridge. Kazara watches the skiff.
Can't get a solid lock on him, Captain.
Fire at my command.
Interior Formidolossus crawl space. Marauder number 2 turns a corner and sees Laney, who looks like she's pushing the wall.
Gotcha.
He soon realizes that that's not the case.
Hey, don't!
Laney yanks out 2 overflowing handfuls of wire. Sparks rain down. Exterior Formidolossus Bridge. System malfunction flashes on screen.
Fire!
The Formidolossus tilts as the cannons erupt. Kazara and crew tumble as the ship rolls. Several marauders plunge forward, overboard. Interior Formidolossus crawl space. Laney slides into Marauder number 2. Crash! He grabs her and she responds with an elbow to the face.
Ow!
His grip loosens. She wriggles free and hurries away. Interior, exterior, skiff. Numerous bolts of electricity surge towards them. Alex cranks the wheel hard. The skiff veers as the assault grows wide.
Closer!
It's the only way.
Merkel takes the wheel.
I'll drive.
The skiff turns about. Exterior Formidolossus Bridge. Toro strains against the uncooperative wheel. The ship slowly levels out. Kazaro clambers next to him.
Captain, they're coming right at us?
What?
Interior, exterior, skiff. The craft hurtles towards the Formidolossus.
Are you sure about this?
Look out!
Another wave of lightning bolts streaks towards them. The skiff nimbly dodges the onslaught as it screams ahead. Interior, Formidolossus crawl space. Laney propels herself forward as her pursuers close in. Exterior, Formidolossus main deck. Kazara commandeers a large cannon.
Idiots!
She zaps. Fire! Interior, exterior, skiff. The craft swerves as electricity crackles past and nicks the starboard engine. Merkel struggles to keep her steady.
Now or never!
Ready!
Alex climbs out onto the running board as they zoom ahead. Exterior Formidolossus main deck. The skiff beelines down on what appears to be a kamikaze run. Marauders flee, shouting and panicking. The skiff passes just overhead. Nobody notices Alex drop and crash next to a pile of crates. Interior for Menelaus' crawl space. Lainey crawls as fast as she can. Suddenly, a hand grabs her. Exterior for Menelaus' bridge. The skiff zooms away.
Should we go after them, Captain?
Kizara watches it disappear.
No.
Captain!
The three marauders strides toward her, Lainey in tow.
She put up quite a fight, but we got her.
Excellent.
They passed a pile of crates. The tallest crate wobbles with Alex on top of it. Crash! Everybody turns, and Alex crawls out of the wreckage.
Alex, I told you he'd come.
This is your big brother?
Alex stands and marauders surround him.
I'm taking her, and don't try to stop me.
He discovers his holster is empty. Marauders break into uproarious laughter as a portly marauder produces Alex's pistol. Kizara snaps her fingers. Marauders pile on Alex, and within seconds, a towering marauder plants him before Kizara. She lifts him up to her eye level.
A valiant effort, which has failed.
Not yet.
She drops him. Lainey runs up and clenches him tight.
You leave him alone.
Oh, how touching. Throw him in the brig.
Marauders pull them apart and drag Alex away.
Alex!
Don't worry, Lainey. I'll think of something.
Exterior Dreamship bridge. The Merkle dot approaches on the map.
He's heading right for us, Captain.
Exterior Dreamship launch platform. The skiff slides away. Merkle deftly moors the craft, scrambles past the two surprised longshoremen bringers. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Merkle hurries to Quiesco.
Merkle, what the hell was that all about?
Running with the marauders, sir. And now they have both of them.
You go get some rest. We'll take it from here.
But Captain...
Not now, Merkle. Mr. Farrell, repair status.
Numbers whirl on screen.
61%, sir.
Keep them going and maintain course. This ends tonight.
Merkle shuffles away. Farrell glances at him, then returns to his duties. Interior for Menelaus, Kizara's quarters. Chains bind Alex. Kizara examines his watch.
It's broken.
But easily fixed. I don't need this to find Quiesco. I'll deal with him in due time.
She sets it down next to his pistol.
I'll find a way out of here.
Such determination. I can use someone like you.
Why don't you just kill me and get it over with?
Kill you? Oh, no. You ensure her cooperation. Both of you will come to appreciate the wondrous things I have planned.
Wondrous? Lady, you are seriously deranged.
Dreams set up unrealistic expectations that end up in disappointment. Calling them a good thing is what's deranged.
And scaring kids while they sleep isn't?
Nightmares come from the fear deep inside us. Facing that fear makes you feel alive. Pure adrenaline coursing through every fiber of your being. And now I can bestow such exhilaration upon the rest of the world.
Exterior for Menelaus' main deck. Kizara stands with Alex. Spittle drags Lainey before him.
Alex?
It's okay, Lainey.
Kizara motions a scar-faced marauder to step forward.
Take him with you.
Aye, Captain.
What?
No!
Spittle bumps Lainey.
Quiet, you.
Two marauders remove Alex's shackles. One holds him at bay with an Incando rifle, while the other fists him with a belt and cord.
I want you to see firsthand what I'm capable of.
Not a chance.
You don't have a choice. Go.
Scarface snatches up Alex and leaps overboard. Lainey struggles against Spittle's grasp. Interior bedroom night. A red-headed girl, 9, sleeps. Two sleeping bags flank the bed. The window shimmers as Scarface and Alex enter. Scarface surveys the layout.
A 3-for-1. Even better, they'll be screaming their heads off.
He readies his pouch. Alex inches closer. Scarface whips out his pistol.
No funny stuff.
Alex retreats, blindly jostling one sleeping bag. Its occupant readjusts. Moonlight reveals a familiar face.
Sarah?
Sarah stirs.
Alex?
You know 'em? Even better. Which one first? I pick red.
Scarface holsters his pistol and grabs a pinch of powder.
No!
Alex lunges at as Scarface sprinkles powder over the girl. She screams. Sarah and the other girl, 12, snap awake. Alex and Scarface tangle. Powder spills onto the other girl, who passes out, sobbing. Alex and Scarface crash before Sarah. Too much activity for her to get a good look at either. They each grab a hold of Scarface's pistol. The muzzle wavers, then disappears between them. Zap! Each gets thrown backwards. Electricity envelopes Scarface. He writhes, shrieking in agony. His thrashing dumps powder onto Sarah.
Sarah!
The powder takes effect.
Alex, why are you dressed as a pirate?
She hits the floor, out cold. Scarface's final scream vanishes along with the swirl of golden sparkles. Alex wipes powder off of Sarah.
No!
She moans and starts to cry in her sleep.
Go away. What do you mean, Alex? What did I do?
The cord goes taut.
Please, Alex. I love you.
The window shimmers as Alex gets yanked out. Exterior sky. Alex watches the house get farther and farther away.
I'll fix it, Sarah. Somehow.
Exterior for Menelaus, main deck. Alex lands. Lainey strains against Spittle's grab.
You're okay.
Kizara stands over him.
Where is he?
Right here.
Alex aims Scarface's pistol. A silver blur flashes. Skating! Smoke pieces of pistol hit the deck. Kazara's sword crackles with electricity. It stops and she sheathes her sword.
I knew you had it in you.
Alex tosses the half a pistol and charges her. Marauders quickly restrain him. Kazara backhands him so hard that it knocks him out.
Leave him alone.
Throw him in the brig.
Marauders haul Alex away. Lainey pulls even harder. She slips free from Spittle, but Kazara quickly grabs her.
I hate you.
Good.
Interior from Middlelas's brig cell. Alex regains consciousness. An ankle shackle chained to the wall holds him captive. He tests the chain and it holds fast.
Here's your grub.
Spittle tosses in a tray of something vaguely resembling food.
Ugh, this looks disgusting.
Then don't eat it.
She leaves. Alex samples a greasy black lump.
Ugh.
He spits it out and pushes the tray away. He wipes his fingers on his pants. Then they leave a thick grease stain. Interior for Middlelas's powder supply room. Powder dust swirls everywhere. Kazara spots a steampunk gas mask as an exhausted Lainey charges pouch after pouch. Lainey collapses. Kazara activates a lever. Immense fans kick in. The air clears. Kazara lifts the lever and removes her mask.
I didn't say you could stop.
I'm tired.
Fine. Take a break. Break's over. Back to work.
She replaces her mask. Interior for Middlelas's brig cell. Alex smears the lump between the shackle and his ankle. He pushes the shackle as hard as he can and it hurts a lot. His foot slips free. He limps to the door and examines the lock. He sits, hiding his ankle and the shackle.
Hey, ugly.
He pulls the tray closer as Spittle enters.
What do you want?
How am I supposed to eat without a fork?
Spittle produces a rusty fork from deep within her pants. She hawks some spit onto it and rubs it clean. She yawns as she tosses it at him.
Now shut up and eat.
She leaves. He bends back one of the fork's tines. He inserts it into the lock and slowly twists. Click, click, clack. He slips out, gently closes the door, and sneaks out around the corner. Brig. Spittle sleeps at her post, leaning back in her chair. She blocks most of the way out. Alex inches around her.
Oh, Wombat, you're such a naughty boy. Kiss me.
He shivers with disgust. She reaches out, catching him by surprise. Still asleep, she pulls him close and puckers.
Come here, big boy.
He recoils as much as possible. She plants a big, sloppy kiss right on his mouth.
What a man.
She snuggles against him, her grip firm. Alex looks ready to barf. Then, an idea.
I think I hear your parents.
She gasps and lets go. Alex stumbles clear and rushes out. Interior Dreamship Merkel's quarters. Several of Lainey's drawings decorate the barely bigger than a closet-sized room. Perched on a small drop-down bunk, Merkel gazes at the photo.
I won't let her down. I promise.
He slips the photo into his jacket and zips out. Interior for Middlelas's passageway. Footsteps approach. Alex ducks into the nearest open doorway. Interior for Middlelas's cruise quarters. Alex presses against the wall as footsteps approach. A snore off to the side gets his attention. He turns to see dozens of marauders asleep in hammocks. He peeks out the door. 2 marauders stand just outside.
Great.
Way down at the other end of the room, past an obstacle course of sleeping bodies, a door awaits. He advances. He steps over an outstretched arm as a leg flops out, blocking his path. He contorts himself to get clear. A glance towards the door. It seems even farther. Series of shots, Alex crossing the room. Alex barely squeezes beneath a severely fat marauder. Alex blindly traverses a slobby marauder surrounded by dirty plates and bowls. His foot squishes into something exceptionally messy. Alex brushes a dreaming marauder's arm. He grabs Alex and puckers. Alex takes the kiss on the cheek, then wriggles free. Interior for Middlelas's brig. Spittle, still asleep, puckers and reaches out.
Kiss me again, you great big hunk of man.
The chair slips out from under her. Whump, she awakens.
What's that? Who there? Oh.
She storms toward Alex's cell.
You done yet?
She sees the empty cell. Interior for Middlelas's crew quarters. Alex hops clear of a wall of occupied hammocks. He reaches the door, gives it a push, and it won't open. As he fumbles around for the lock, an alarm blares. Marauders jolt awake.
The prisoner alarm!
Eyes lock on Alex.
That's him!
Alex ducks a barrage of lightning and billy clubs. He snatches up a club and flings it back.
Ow!
Alex hurls another club, then ducks, just as another round of lightning bolts splinters the upper half of the door. His thrown club hits an overhead light, plunging the room into semi-darkness.
Get him!
Alex drives up, over and out as a mob charges. He barely eludes the initial wave of grabbing hands. The mob clogs the doorway. Interior for Middlelas's brig. Kazara, Spittle, and a squad of marauders regard the empty cell.
I don't know how he did it, Captain. I never took my eyes off him for a second.
Kazara's sword sparks as it skewers Spittle.
Why don't you stay here and figure it out?
Spittle drops, dead. Kazara addresses the squad.
I want him found. Alive.
The squad scrambles out through the swirling of golden sparkles that used to be Spittle. Kazara's sword stops sparkling as she sheathes it.
He'll want the girl. Where's the last place he'd look?
Interior of Middleossus passageway. A deadlocked marauder and a ZZ Top beard marauder descend a staircase.
How are we gonna know this guy if we see him?
He looks like a bringer, dummy. All neat and clean and stuff. Don't you know anything? They continue down the passageway. Alex emerges from beneath the stairs. He regards his clothes. Interior of Middleossus passageway. Kazara approaches a hulking marauder.
You, come with me.
Interior of Middleossus, a different passageway. A towering marauder lumbers past an open, darkened doorway. A fat marauder waddles past. A midget marauder skitters past.
Oh, come on.
An Alex-sized marauder appears. He inspects his pistol.
Stupid battery.
Psst. Alex-sized pauses, looks around. A hand gesture from within the darkness.
In here. I know where the escaped prisoner is.
Yeah? Where?
Right here.
A pair of hands reaches out, grabs Alex-sized and yanks him in. His pistol falls. Wham!
Ow! Oh, yeah!
Wham!
Ow! Take this!
Wham! More hits and oofs, finally ending with one big wham, followed by a thud. A pair of booted feet sticks out. They slide back in. Moments later, Alex steps out, now clad in marauder attire, picks up the pistol and hurries off. Interior Dreamship passageway. Extensive repairs take place. Merkel sidesteps his way through. Numerous bringers catch sight of him. They whisper amongst themselves after he passes. Interior for Middleossus, powder supply room. The fans die down as Laney labors with pouches. Kazara and Hulking match in. Each sports a gas mask.
Take her to the brig.
Interior for Middleossus passageway. Alex sneaks in the shadows.
Let me go, you big bully.
Laney!
He peeks around the corner. Hulking carries Laney, futilely fighting back. Alex moves to follow. You take that away and we'll go this way. Caught off guard, Alex throws himself to the floor. Cigar-chopping marauder and three nasty-looking marauders tear around the corner. They approach Alex, sprawled out. What happened? Alex sits up. He points the opposite way Laney was headed.
The prisoner, he jumped away from me. Behind, I think he went that way.
Let's go! They dash away. Alex jumps to his feet and darts off. Interior for Middleossus brig. Hulking throws Laney into a cell and slams the door shut.
You let me out right now.
Hulking ignores her and trudges out. Interior for Middleossus passageway. Alex steps around a corner as Hulking emerges from a door. Alex reverses course as Hulking stands guard. Alex peers around the corner, sizing him up. He aims the pistol and squeezes the trigger. Click. He tries it again. Click, click.
Of course.
He holsters it and grabs his powder pouch. He flings it at Hulking. It sails up, over and way past him unnoticed. It lands and spills just as unnoticed. Alex smacks his forehead. Alex considers the billy club, then puts it back. He notices a small space between Hulking and the door. Hulking yawns. Alex throws the club wide. Hulking stretches his eyes closed as the club sails past. It thunk thunk thunks to a stop down the passageway. Hulking turns toward the sound. Who's there? Alex sprints. He makes it to the doorway just as Hulking looks the other way, and then faces front. Alex takes in Hulking's size. There's a lot there. Alex nudges the door open ever so slowly. It creaks. He freezes. Hulking cocks an ear and shrugs. Alex pushes a little more. Then the door emits a really loud creak. Hulking spins around, his massive bulk slamming Alex through the doorway and beyond. Out of view. As Hulking sees... All Hulking sees is the half-open door. I could swear I closed that. He shuts it and resumes standing guard. Interior for Middleossus brig. Alex crouches, not taking his eyes off the door. He backs away. He bangs a shin against Spittle's overturned chair. He stifles a yelp, looks back toward the door, and nothing. He removes a ring of keys hanging on a hook. Interior for Middleossus brig cell. Laney sulks as a shadow appears from around the corner. She holds Alex's tray defensively. Alex emerges, finger to his lips. He unlocks her cell.
Can we go now?
Working on it.
Interior Dreamship passageway. Merkel rushes, oblivious to the not too subtle attention of the passing bringers.
That's the guy that took the Marauders single-handedly.
Isn't he that grounder?
Yeah. Who knew?
Huh.
Interior for Middleossus brig. Alex and Laney crouch before the door. Alex points to it, gestures really big, then shrugs. Laney points at Alex's pistol. He draws and pulls the trigger. Click, and he holsters it. She mimes using powder. He gestures out there.
What are you still doing here?
They freeze. Interior for Middleossus passageway. Kazara marches to Hulking.
That brat is still on the loose. He was last seen in the crew's quarters. We can track him from there.
Kazara twists her ruby ring. The arrow appears, pointing towards the door. Kazara twists the ruby again. The arrow vanishes.
Come with me.
She marches off and he lumbers after her. Interior of Middleossus brig. Alex and Lainey exhale as the footsteps fade away.
We're not going to get that lucky again. Now we just need to figure out a way off of this thing.
I know how.
Interior of Middleossus passageway. Alex and Lainey reach a four-way intersection.
Which way?
Lainey turns one way, then another.
Don't you know?
Don't yell at me.
She points out.
This way.
Interior for Middleossus passageway. Lainey and Alex stand outside the door marked powder supply. Several gas masks hang next to it.
This isn't it.
She takes a step.
Maybe it's that way?
He looks at the door.
Wait.
Interior for Middleossus powder supply room. The fan's powered down. Lainey steps away from the lever. Alex, in a gas mask, looks up as he approaches the nearest row of pouches. He lifts his mask.
No powder, no nightmares, right?
Right.
He replaces the mask and shoves the row over. Crash! Powder spills everywhere. He runs to the next one and does the same. Lainey laughs as she joins in. Later, every row lies upended amidst a carpet of ankle-deep powder. Alex and Lainey trudge to the lever.
This is for Sarah.
He activates it. The fans kick in. Columns of powder stream up and out of sight. Alex and Lainey zip out. Interior Dreamship bridge. Farrell mans the wheel.
Farrell,
Merkel stands behind him.
What?
mind if I take a look?
That's only for authorized.
He stops himself and his look softens.
Sure, go ahead.
He presses a button. The pedestal rises. Merkel adjusts the controls and the screen appears. Farrell watches as Merkel works with intense focus. Interior for Middleossus passageway. Alex and Lainey reach Kazara's quarters but find the door locked.
How do we get in?
Alex uses his fork key.
Watch for marauders.
Several marauders turn the far corner.
Hey, where are you going? What are you doing?
They run toward him.
Hurry up.
Alex manipulates the fork and the marauders close in.
Almost got it.
Click! The door opens.
Go!
They zip inside. The door slams shut seconds before the marauders reach in. A marauder tries the handle. Locked.
Tell the captain we found both prisoners.
Interior for Middleossus Kazara's quarters. Alex jams the fork into the keyhole, then wedges a chair under the handle.
That'll buy us a couple of seconds.
Alex, over here.
He retrieves his watch and pistol, then hurries over. Lainey stands by the dragon's head sconce.
Watch this.
She tilts the sconce. The secret door opens. The same 2-inch gap.
Great, but how are we supposed to get in?
Interior for Middleossus passageway. Kazara barrels through the throng of marauders outside her quarters. She shoves her key in the lock.
He must have come back to get his bringer watch. We can easily overpower the master.
The key won't turn.
What?
She turns the key harder and it snaps.
Ugh!
She aims point blank. Zap! The lock explodes in a shower of sparks. She kicks the door, but it holds fast. She grabs her foot in pain.
Ah! Open it, you fools!
Marauders push against the door. Interior for Middleossus Kazara's quarters. The wedged-in chair holds. Alex and Lainey push against the secret door. The opening widens, but only a little. Lainey just squeezes through.
That wasn't so hard. Now you.
Alex barely gets one shoulder in. He sucks in his gut in an attempt to wiggle inside, but no luck. Interior marauder escapes skiff. The setup bears a remarkable similarity to Merkel's skiff, albeit with a more Victorian design. Lainey, creeped out by the abundant cobwebs, plops down in the driver's seat. She fans away the resulting dust cloud. Interior of Middleossus Kazara's quarters. The wedged-in chair gives way. Kazara kicks the door open again.
Stay here. Make sure they don't slip out.
She strides in and immediately sees Alex partially inside the secret door.
How did you find that?
Alex fumbles for his pistol.
Look for the start button!
Before he can draw in, Kazara races up, yanks him clear, and tosses him across the room. The pistol falls along the way.
No, she's mine!
Kazara reaches into the narrow opening.
Get back here!
Interior marauder escapes skiff. Lainey looks over the control panel. She pushes the dust-covered ivory start button. Nothing happens. Interior for Middleossus Kazara's quarters. Alex's frantic search for his pistol proves unsuccessful. Kazara remains wedged into the opening. Alex flings a cloak over her, covering her head and outside arm. He wraps himself tight around her waist.
Lainey, go!
Kazara bursts clear, dragging him along. Interior marauder escapes skiff continuous. Lainey hits the button again.
Why won't you work?
Lights flicker and engine sputters.
Wow.
A small readout alights. Prepare to launch.
Uh-oh.
Interior for Middleossus Kazara's quarters continuous. Kazara spins, her free arm flailing. Alex hangs tight as everything in her path goes flying. Suddenly she stops. Alex stays statue still. Lainey sticks her head out.
Alex, hurry!
Kazara launches herself backwards, straight for a huge aramore, with Alex between her and it. He lets go and drops, but gets tangled in her legs. She trips and crashes into the aramore, then staggers forward. Alex jumps to his feet and wedges himself behind the armoire. He places it against the wall and pushes. It's not easy, but the mighty cabinet tilts forward. Kazara whips off the cloak.
You cursed brat, I'll show you what real terror is.
The armoire creaks as it topples onto her. Boom! Flat as the Wicked Witch of the East. Alex stumbles to the secret door. Lainey waits on the other side.
Come on.
Alex wedges himself in and pushes, harder. It gives an inch, which is all he needs. He slips inside. Interior, Marauder escapes skiff. Lainey pounds the start button. The engine whines.
Come on, start.
The engine coughs, then kicks in as Alex jumps into the driver's seat and grabs the wheel. Lights flash. An old-fashioned car horn sounds. Auga! The secret door slides open.
What's going on?
We're getting out of here.
Pops and hisses around them. The engine revs faster. Lainey grabs Alex's shoulder. His smile reassures her. Loud metallic clanks creak. The skiff jolts.
Here we go.
Blast off. Exterior from Middleos's crow's nest. A lookout marauder spots the skiff zooming away. I didn't know the captain had an escape skiff. Interior from Middleos's Kazara's quarters. Marauders remove the armoire. Kazara lies there out cold.
Is she dead?
No, I can hear her breathing.
We should wake her up.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not doing it. Don't look at me.
Kazara's hand shoots up and grabs number 1. She pulls him down nose to nose.
Where are they?
Number 1 appears on the verge of peeing himself.
You mean the prisoners? Mm-hmm. I think they got away.
He prepares for the worst, but Kazara releases him. She gets to her feet and passes the cowering marauders. She hits a button on her desk.
Mr. Toro, locate the craft that just sailed and lay in a pursuit course.
Tracker's not responding, Captain. It's still down from the girl disrupted the ship's systems.
Light glints off her ruby ring. She twists the ruby. The arrow appears and it spins and points.
Adjust course to 123 degrees south by southeast. Ahead full.
Captain.
Nobody gets away from me.
Interior, exterior, marauder escape skiff. The craft hurtles through the sky. Alex steers. Lainey looks behind him. Her ring glows, unnoticed by either.
I don't see them anymore.
Can't take any chances.
He holds up her watch.
And I've got to try and fix this.
I could drive while you do that.
He rolls his eyes, then pauses.
Do exactly as I say. Got it?
He's barely off the chair before she slides in.
Got it.
Both hands on the wheel, no turns, touch nothing.
She happily obliges.
Like this?
Perfect.
She beams. He works on the watch. Cool, calm, and collected. A cog adjusts, a spring repositioned, a screw tightened. He sets the last part in place. The mechanism whirs to life. The numbers appear. 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Here goes.
He hits the red button. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Merkel sulks next to the pedestal. An alarm sounds. A dot labeled Finn appears on the map.
Attaboy, Clyde.
Interior, exterior, marauder escape skiff. A dashboard light flashes. A buzzer buzzes. Lainey's hand jumps off the wheel as the engine glows.
I didn't touch anything.
Alex wipes the flashing light. A small dial labeled engine temperature reveals a needle gauge deep into the red.
Overheated, has to cool off.
The engine shuts down and the skiff floats silently.
Is it cooled off yet?
Exterior Dreamship bridge. Merkel and Quiesco watch the Finn dot.
It's him, Captain. It has to be.
Or it's a trap. Repair status, Mr. Farrell.
The screen changes. Suddenly, functionality status 82%.
Good enough. Set an intercept course. Weapons at the ready.
Right, sir.
The map returns. A huge blue blob inches into view. Exterior from Middleos's bridge. The same blue blob appears on Toro's screen. He pushes a button.
Captain, snowstorm dead ahead. A big one.
Interior, exterior, marauder escape skiff. The skiff drifts. Faint swirls of gray appear off in the distance. Alex hits the starter. Nothing. Wind blows. Lainey shivers. Alex drapes his jacket around her. She savors the warmth.
What about you?
I'm okay.
He taps the gauge.
Could we fly home in this?
I don't think it could make it, and I don't even know where we are. Don't worry, I'm sure the Dreamship will find us soon.
But what if they don't?
Lainey, I'll take care of it.
He notices his visible breath. The wind picks up, rocking the skiff.
Alex, look. Snow.
A few flakes blow past, then more, then a lot more. The storm bears down.
Can we go now?
I sure hope so.
Alex hits the starter and the engine sputters.
Come on!
The storm swallows the skiff. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Quiesco and Farrell watch the Finn dot fade in and out inside the blue blob.
Take her in close, Mr. Farrell, just along the edge.
Captain.
But Captain, they won't.
It could still be a trap, it could still be a trap, Merkel.
Exterior from Middleos's bridge. Kazara's ring arrow points towards the looming maelstrom.
All hands, we're going in.
Interior, exterior, marauder escape skiff. The storm tosses the skiff, and Alex and Lainey hang on.
Make it stop.
I don't know. Wait a second.
He slams the blinking blue button. Retro rockets fire. The skiff struggles to stay level.
Got it.
Blam! A rocket explodes. Black smoke gushes. Alex and Laney scream as the skiff spins out of control. A second rocket explodes and the spinning intensifies. A powerful gust of wind rocks them. Laney tumbles into Alex. They huddle close, terrified.
Why aren't they here yet?
Exterior sky. The Dreamship sails along the storm's edge. A fierce wind blows. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Farrell stubbornly steers against the gale. Quiesco and Merkel watch the staticky map. The dot fades in and out.
With all due respect, sir.
Captain!
On the screen, the barely visible outline of the Formidolossus enters the storm from the opposite side.
As I suspected. Resume course, Mr. Farrell.
Captain, the Marauders wouldn't go into a storm like that unless Kizara was after something she was willing to risk her entire ship to get.
Quiesco produces his microphone.
All hands, prepare for rough sailing ahead.
The storm roars.
Take her in, Mr. Farrell.
Exterior sky. The Dreamship disappears into the swirling gray. Exterior Formidolossus bridge. The ship barely endures a wintry barrage. Kizara braves the elements, right hand extended. Exterior Dreamship bridge. The storm thrashes the ship, but somehow it holds steady. The fin dot plays, now you see it, now you don't.
They're heading towards a break in the storm, Captain.
Activate rescue mode.
Aye, aye.
Merkel throws a lever. Hull. Long steel rods extend, a huge net stretched between each one. It rings the entire ship. Exterior Formidolossus bridge. Kizara watches the sky. Interior, exterior, Marauder escapes skiff. The skiff breaks free from the raging storm. Swirls of snow snake past. Alex surveys the scene. A tiny oasis of a calm in a sea of angry clouds.
See? Nothing to worry about.
An intense blast of air from underneath flips the skiff. Alex and Laney catapult clear. Both scream as the storm swallows them. Exterior sky. Alex flails as he plummets into the practically invisible rescue net.
Laney!
Alex!
He scrambles to the net's edge.
Where are you?
Over here.
He looks in every possible direction.
Laney!
I can't hold on.
A few yards away, a hint of a small dark shape. He lunges. Laney hangs precariously and he grabs her arm.
I can't.
He struggles, an arm reaches in and clamps onto her other arm.
On three. 1, 2, 3.
They yank her up and collapse in a pile. Merkel play punches Alex's shoulders.
Charles Atlas, eat your heart out.
Merkel!
She hugs him.
Hey, kiddo.
He guides her to Alex.
I'm all for this Frosty the Snowman routine, but let's blow this pop stand.
Exterior Dreamship bridge. Quiesco claps Farrell's shoulder.
Well done, Mr. Farrell. Now get us out of here.
Farrell turns the wheel.
Aye, sir.
Exterior Formidolossus bridge. The ship creaks as the onslaught continues. Kizara's arrows changes direction.
Hard to starboard.
A mast cracks in half and topples, crushing some Marauders.
Captain, we have to get out of here.
Exterior sky. The Dreamship emerges from the storm. Interior Dreamship infirmary. Quiesco watches as medics treat Laney. Alex returns Merkel's watch.
There's no way they're still following us.
Kizara won't give up on her prize so easily.
Could we go in Merkel's boat?
Too far, and not with the Marauders so close. You're safer here.
Agreed.
What about going at super speed like before?
The engines are still touch and go, and we've got an entire time zone to get through.
Exterior sky. The Formidolossus skirts along the storm's edge. Exterior Formidolossus bridge. Kizara's arrow points. She presses a compact telescope against an eye. It pops out to full length. Kizara's point of view through the telescope. The lens sweeps the sky. Then, a glimpse of moving stars. Back to scene.
Got you. Increase speed, Mr. Toro.
Aye, Captain.
Interior Dreamship infirmary. Alex sprawls on a bed. Laney sits next to him. Alex checks his pocket watch. 1 hour and 46 minutes.
Looks like we'll make it home with time to spare.
He stashes the watch. The first quiet moment for both.
I knew you'd save me.
He boops her nose.
Anytime.
She giggles. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Farrell and Quiesco study the screen. The Formidolossus follows from a distance.
It'll strain the engines, but give her all she's got, Mr. Farrell. Put some distance between us.
Aye, Captain.
Interior Dreamship passageway. Alex, Laney, and Merkel stroll.
I'm telling you, the chow we've got here is the living end.
Attention all hands. Prepare for emergency ahead full.
Bringers scramble. The engines rev up.
Uh-oh.
He and Merkel grab Laney and run.
Double time, kiddo.
What's going on?
Boom! Intense momentum slams them backwards. Exterior Formidolossus bridge. Taro and Kizara watch the Dreamship zoom away.
Leaving so soon?
She throws a lever and hits a series of buttons. Exterior Formidolossus stern. Huge rocket boosters emerge and fire up. Boom! Off they go, just as fast. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Farrell mans the wheel. Quiesco watches the screen. A gauge labeled engine output nears shutdown as the map shows the Formidolossus slowly gaining.
Ready aft cannons.
Exterior Dreamship stern. Numerous hatches open, cannons protrude. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Quiesco watches the screen.
Fire!
Exterior Dreamship stern. Each cannon launches an explosive volley of lightning bolts. Interior Dreamship passageway. Alex and Laney cover their ears.
What was that?
We ain't out of the woods yet.
Sky. The lightning bolts crackle as they fan out. Exterior for Middleossus Bridge.
Incoming Kendo fire. Dead ahead.
Evasive maneuvers.
Toro strong arms the wheel. The ship tilts. The lightning just misses.
Return fire.
Exterior for Middleossus Hull. Rows of hatches pop open. Countless cannons fire. Exterior sky. Waves of lightning bolts sweep towards the Dreamship. Interior Dreamship passageway. The ship tilts forward. Merkel, Alex, and Laney stagger towards a doorway leading out. A bright flash explosion outside knocks them out. The ship shudders from the impact.
Let's try a different way.
They rush off. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Debris rains down. The shutdown light flashes.
She's closing in fast, Captain.
Return fire.
Exterior Dreamship stern. The cannons discharge another round. Exterior sky. The blasts race towards the Middleossus. It turns, exposing rows of cannons. Several blasts hit. The remaining cannons unleash a furious assault. A majority of the shots hit their mark. Smoke billows from the Dreamship's shattered hull. The ship slows and comes to a complete stop. The Middleossus pulls alongside. Exterior Dreamship main deck. Stoic bringers watch their adversaries. Exterior Dreamship bridge. Quiesco holds the microphone.
All hands.
Interior Dreamship passageway. Merkel, Alex, and Laney pause to listen.
Prepare for assault. Stand your ground. Do not let them succeed.
Oh, man. Let's go.
Merkel pulls Laney ahead and Alex follows.
Did he say assault?
Exterior for Middleossus main deck. Numerous Marauder gangplanks slam onto the Dreamship. Kizaru draws her sword, its blade crackling with electricity.
Kill as many as you want, but I need the girl alive.
Bloodthirsty marauders bristle with anticipation.
On my command.
Exterior Dreamship main deck. Bringers stand at the ready, armed to the teeth. Interior Dreamship armory. Alex hands a pistol to Laney, then grabs two for herself. Merkel stops his hands from shaking as he straps on a sword, then a second pistol. He stuffs a smaller third pistol inside his coat. Exterior for Middleossus main deck. Kazara thrusts her sword towards the Dreamship.
Attack!
Marauders roar and charge ahead. Hundreds swing across. Exterior Dreamship main deck continuous. Bringers assume defensive positions. Quiesco raises his sword, also crackling with electricity.
Drive them back!
Bringers thunder and counterattack. The two sides clash. Swords clang, weapons fire, mayhem ensues. Each side sustains heavy casualties. Golden sparks swirl everywhere. Kazara jumps off her gangplank, cutting a swath through the Bringers. Quiesco dispatches marauder after marauder. Then he sees her.
Kazara!
She matches his gaze. She's been waiting for this.
Quiesco.
Interior Dreamship passageway. Three marauders surprise Merkel, Alex, and Laney.
It's her.
Merkel dives to the side, taking Laney with him. Zap! Alex fires, taking out Marauder number 2. The remaining Marauders retreat around a corner and return fire. Merkel, Alex, and Laney duck into a recessed doorway. Merkel and Laney shoot back as Alex tries the door.
Don't locked!
A shot hits perilously close.
I'm open to suggestions.
The next shot hits even closer. Laney pulls Alex.
We have to go.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Alex aims.
When I say now, keep shooting and don't let up.
They aim alongside him.
I really hope you know what you're doing.
Now!
Their pistols unleash an unyielding barrage, followed by a brief moment of silence.
Again!
Another fast assault.
Go!
They take off. Number 3 peeks around the corner.
You're gone. Come on.
Exterior Dreamship main deck. Quiesco bulldozes his way to Kazara, taking down a Marauder or 3 in the process. They face each other. The electricity on their swords turns off.
You've darkened the skies for the last time.
I'm just getting started.
Clang, their swords cross. An intense sword fight of extreme skill takes place. Attack, counterattack, repeat ad infinitum. Almost as if each anticipates the other's move.
I never wanted this.
I did.
The advantage constantly changes, a textbook definition of evenly matched. Through it all, both exhibit extraordinary determination, and neither plans on losing.
I did everything I could do for you.
You were wasting your time.
Quiesco turns to avoid her strike, but she swings around and thrusts towards his abdomen. The move completely surprises him. Her sword pokes out through his back. His sword falls. She yanks hers clears, and golden sparks pour from his wounds. He collapses.
Tempting as it is to finish you now, I so want to see your face when I return.
She sheaths her sword and twists her ruby. The arrow appears, swivels, and points.
With her.
She hurries off. Quiesco's hand twitches, then grabs his sword. Interior Dreamship passageway. Alex, Laney, and Merkel dash, firing behind them. A gang of marauders pours off a nearby stairwell, trapping them. Zap! Zap! Lightning blasts obliterate the marauders from behind. Several bringers, including 2 of the longshoremen, burst through the swirling golden sparkles, their rifles smoking.
Keep going. We'll hold them off.
Let's go.
Alex and Laney lead Merkel away. The bringers return fire, but the oncoming marauders soon overpower them and charge ahead. Sorry, I just lost my place. Here we go. Alex and Merkel and Laney sprint. They turn a corner. Marauders block any avenue of escape. Alex and Merkel shade Laney as their pistols sweep the crowd.
Who's first? Come on!
Zap, zap. 2 lightning bolts blast the pistols from their hands. Kazara emerges, her sword sparkling with electricity.
This ends now.
Merkel stands tall and steps forward.
You're right.
Merkel?
What are you doing?
Merkel guides Lainey towards Alex.
What I'm supposed to.
Kazara holds the Marauders back.
This shouldn't take long.
Merkel draws his sword and assumes a defensive stance.
Maybe. Maybe not.
He attacks. Her skill easily outmatches his. Merkel barely manages to hold his own. She swings, he dodges, but not fast enough. A bloody gash appears on his arm.
Ah! First strike to me.
Despite his wound, Merkel fights on. The effort takes its toll on him. His movements become slower, sloppier, while she practically glows with confidence. The fight quickly becomes a cat toying with a determined wounded mouse.
Enough.
She bats away his thrusts, then drives her sword into his chest.
No!
Merkel collapses. Alec props him up and cradles him. Blood dotted with a few golden sparkles spread. Lainey kneels next to them.
Sorry. Not too good at this.
Bravest bringer ever.
Merkel pulls Alex close.
Keep her safe.
He looks to Lainey. Tears fall down her cheeks.
Please don't die.
It's okay, kiddo.
He struggles to lift a hand. Index finger extended. It nears her nose, but suddenly drops. And he's gone. Lainey sobs. Alex fights back tears as he grabs Merkel's sword and lunges at Kazara.
I'm going to kill you!
Wham! She drops him with one punch, then raises her sword.
Me first.
Lainey jumps between them.
No!
She wipes away tears and faces Kazara.
I'll go with you. If you leave him alone.
Lainey, no!
Agreed, take her away.
Marauders drag Lainey off. She looks at Alex as long as she can before finally disappearing around the corner. Kazara stands over him. He looks like a man defeated. She produces a pair of shackles.
Killing you would be too generous. I want you to suffer.
He offers no resistance as she shackles him to a thick metal pipe. She grabs his powder pouch and tosses it aside.
Don't worry. I'll take very good care of her.
He strains against the chain, but it holds strong. She tosses a handful of powder in his face. He flinches, but not fast enough, and collapses. His eyes flutter as he struggles to stay awake. Kazara leans in close.
Sweet dream.
And she zips away. Alex thrashes, but the shackles hold fast. He fights to keep his eyes open. Then he sees it. The small pistol sticking out from inside Merkel's coat. He swoons as he extends his legs out as far as they'll go. Using his feet like pincers, he manages to pick up the pistol. Merkel's photo falls free. Alex starts to lose consciousness. The pistol drops. He forces himself awake. Using his foot, Alex slides the pistol closer to within the grabbing range. Twisting his body around, he picks up the pistol and fires at the chain. Zap! He's free. Eyes barely open, he drags himself towards the powder pouch, barely 2 feet away. He reaches, arm extended to the utmost. The pouch can't be more than a few inches away. Sleep overpowers him and he passes out. Interior hallway, daytime, nightmare. A thick, ghostly mist blankets the floor. Alex edges towards Lainey's room. He opens the door. The room sits completely empty, save for one of Lainey's drawings on the floor. The one of her and Merkel.
Lainey?
He picks up the picture. It crumbles to dust. Mom and Dad materialize behind him.
Alex, what are you doing?
What happened to Lainey?
Who's Lainey?
Interior Dreamship passageway. Kazara drags a numb Lainey. Interior Dreamship passageway. Alex writhes and moans in his sleep. His fingers just brush the pouch. Running and pistol fire sound off screen. Wilhelm dives around a corner. Zap! A lightning bolt from behind him hits the wall above Alex. Wilhelm crawls past Alex and takes cover behind the pipe, pistol aimed. 2 marauders tear around the corner. Zap! Wilhelm's shot takes one out. The others retreat behind the corner. Zap, zap! They exchange shots.
You're not taking me down.
A 3rd marauder joins alongside his comrade. Twice as many shots pin Wilhelm down.
Damn.
He looks to Alex, then at Merkel's pistol, just out of reach. He tosses a handful of powder at Alex.
Back in the fight, kid.
Alex's eyes pop open. He sits up. Zap! Several lightning bolts sizzle past, jolting him to full alertness. Wilhelm draws his attention.
Shoot! Over there!
Alex rolls, snatches up Merkel's pistol, and fires. Zap! Direct hit. Alex and Wilhelm open fire. The remaining marauder turns and runs. Wilhelm helps Alex to his feet, claps him on the back.
Nice work, kid. Could use more like you.
Kazara, which way did she go?
Exterior Dreamship main deck. The remnants of a vicious battle blanket on the deck. Many from both sides have fallen, but the melee rages on. Kazara sweeps her way forward, Lainey in tow.
My marauders. Victory is ours.
Kazara!
Silence falls. Quiesco, his wounds bandaged, steps forward. He looks like hell. Wilhelm and a handful of bringers accompany him.
Determined as ever. Behold the spoils.
She presents Laney like a prize. Rumblings from the bringers.
Marauders to the ship!
Marauders swarm back to the Formidolossus. All the gangplanks except the main one retract. A shadowy figure scrambles up the rigging. Quiesco steps forward and Kazara brandishes her sword.
Don't be foolish.
Quiesco and bringers close in as Kazara and Laney near the gangplank.
I'll find a way to stop you.
It's over, Quiesco. I've won.
She brings Laney onto the gangplank, holding Quiesco and the bringers at bay. Directly above, the figure crouches on a yardarm.
I'm taking the girl, and then your ship and everyone on it will be completely erased from existence.
But Alex, you promised.
I lied.
She whips around to face Quiesco, who has stepped onto the gangplank.
You always were too stubborn to know when to quit.
Whoosh! Alex swings in and grabs Laney in one fell swoop.
Hang on!
Quiesco charges Kazara, who repels him with ease. Alex and Laney swing into the open air, then back, straight to a furious Kazara.
Enough!
Who seizes them midair. She tosses Laney towards the Formidolossus. The girl lands mid-plank, scrambling to grab hold. Kazara holds Alex out over the edge, nothing but empty space below.
Kazara, don't!
Alex grabs her wrist tight.
Good riddance.
No!
Laney throws herself at Kazara's leg, wrapping around him.
Don't you drop my brother.
Kazara tries to shake her off, but to no avail.
Oh, stop it, you stupid brat.
As Laney clings tighter, her hand touches Kazara's powder pouch. It glows, which catches Alex's attention. Quiesco and bringers inch onto the gangplank. Kazara spins.
Stay back.
Alex grabs Kazara's powder pouch.
Laney, shut your eyes!
What?
He dumps the entire pouch into Kazara's face. Kazara recoils as she screams bloody murder. Laney scrambles clear as Kazara drops Alex. He falls, but latches onto the rope ladder at the last possible second. Quiesco and the bringers approach Kazara and Laney from one side, Marauders from the other. Kazara thrashes, inadvertently booting Laney over the side. Laney screams as she falls. Alex snags her wrists and boomerangs her back up, right next to him. He wraps her in an arm.
I've got you.
Quiesco inches closer to Kazara, who staggers at her feet.
You've lost, Kiara.
She draws her sword, desperately trying to see.
No.
She attacks. Clang! He handily deflects it. She spins but missteps and falls off. Quiesco snags her wrist. She dangles below him.
You fool! You'll regret that.
I've never regretted trying to save my little sister.
Don't call me that!
Her sword slashes his arm, the one holding her.
Ah!
His hand shakes as he tries to hold her wrist. She slips free.
No!
She silently plummets out of sight. A gentle breeze blows. Despite the golden sparkles dripping down her arm, Quiesco stands tall.
Marauders, go!
Marauders scramble as Quiesco boards the Dreamship. The gangplank retracts. Alex and Laney climb aboard as the Formidolossus sails away. Alex runs to Quiesco.
You're just letting them go? You could have stopped them. Stop nightmares.
It's the way it must be. Nightmares are what makes dreams so special.
Interior Dreamship hallway. Quiesco, Alex, and Laney watch as bringers wrap up Merkel's body. Laney sniffles.
Goodbye, old friend.
Alex picks up Merkel's watch.
Captain.
He offers the watch to Quiesco.
Oh, you keep it. It's only fitting it stay with Merkel's replacement.
What?
You've proven yourself in the line of duty. More so than expected, I would say.
Wow, you get to be a bringer.
Alex gazes out at a porthole at the pre-dawn sky.
A life of adventure.
He looks at Merkel's watch.
Captain, I can't think of anything better than to be a part of this crew.
Laney picks up the photo, shows it to him.
But my sister and I need to get home.
Exterior Dreamship bridge. The sky appears a shade lighter. Alex and Farrell study the functionality readout, 88%.
She's pretty banged up, kid.
But will we make it back in time?
Quiesco and Laney approach. He holds 2 glowing powder pouches as she stuffs something into her pocket.
This should be enough to counter the enhanced nightmare powder.
They join Alex and Farrell.
Status, Mr. Farrell.
She's ready. She's going to be, sir.
Good enough.
Exterior sky. The Dreamship's engines rev up. Boom! It streaks away. Exterior Dreamship bridge. The horizon becomes slightly more defined. Alex and Laney whoop and holler.
Almost there.
Blam! Smoke pours from below deck as alarms sound. The screen flashes, warning, engine malfunction as the engines sputter.
Status report, Mr. Farrell.
Barely maintaining minimum speed. It'll keep us just beyond sunrise.
The ship slows.
We have to keep going.
It's impossible, I'm sorry.
There has to be a way.
He
we
stops
can't...
and digs in his pocket.
What is it?
He produces Merkel's watch.
Our ride home.
Exterior Dreamship launch platform. The light behind the horizon gets brighter. Alex and Laney scramble into Merkel's skiff. Quiesco stands by as several bringers unite its moorings. Alex punches the starter.
Do we get to keep Merkel's boat?
It'll disappear once the sunlight hits it. You'll be cutting it close.
We'll make it.
Bringers push the skiff clear. Alex guns the engine. Quiesco and the bringers salute. Alex and Laney do the same. Alex spins the wheel. Laney waves as the skiff sharply turns and rockets away. Interior exterior skiff. The skiff screams through a sky falling with the colors of sunrise. Lainey watches the scenery below zoom by. Alex steers with laser-sharp focus. Merkel's watch sits open on the control panel. The numbers hit 10, then turn red as the countdown continues.
Are we close to home?
Almost.
Something grabs her attention.
Alex.
What?
She points. Thin streams of golden sparkles whoosh off the skiff's sunrise-facing side. He grips the wheel.
Let's see how fast this thing can really go.
Later, the morning sky brightens. More sparkles stream from several expanding gaps on the bow. The numbers hit 5 and start flashing. Alex smacks the controls.
Come on!
Lainey huddles next to him. He peers forward.
Hey! Hey!
He points ahead.
That's the bridge where I almost crashed the car. We're almost there.
Correct! A large chunk of bow breaks off and disintegrates into golden sparkles. The skiff dips.
We're gonna die!
We're not gonna die. Just hang on.
The engine's slow.
Why are we slowing down?
The engine's starting to go. Don't worry, we'll make it.
Crack! Another section of hull breaks off.
Oh God, please don't let us die.
Exterior house morning. Getting brighter sunlight glows just beyond the horizon. What's left of the skiff, awash in golden sparkles, limps to just outside Lainey's window. Alex snatches the watch, 1 minute and counting.
Go!
Lainey jumps. The window shimmers as she passes through. Alex moves to follow, but the front half of the skiff breaks off. The remnants bob and sag in midair. The gap between him and the window has doubled. The window shimmers as Lainey leans out.
Alex, come on!
He regains his footing, steels himself, and leaps. Momentum carries him to the house. Oof! He latches onto the windowsill, head and arms through the window. His feet scrape the wall, desperate for some kind of traction. Interior Lainey's room. Alex struggles to climb inside. Lainey pulls his arm and the sky brightens. Alex pulls himself in an inch or two, which is all he needs. He flings himself forward and drops inside. Exterior house, exactly 1 second before the sun breaks the horizon. Direct sunlight hits what's left of the skiff. Everything turns to golden sparkles, the last of which is the section marked Sweet Lorraine. The remaining sparkles swirl as they fade into nothingness. Interior Lainey's room. Lainey and Alex sprawl on the floor.
You okay?
I think so.
He yawns, quite a big one. Her eyelids flutter.
I feel sleepy.
Me too.
Each passes out, fast asleep. Interior Lainey's room, dusk. The sun hovers just above the horizon. Alex and Lainey sleep, and neither has moved whatsoever.
We're home.
Alex stirs and wakes up. He nudges Lainey.
Alex, Lainey, hello?
Alex and Lainey sit up.
Up here.
Footsteps climb stairs off screen.
All I want to know is why you weren't answering the phone all day.
Alex and Lainey look at each other. All day? The door opens.
Don't you look different?
Alex, aren't you a little old to be playing dress up?
Alex and Lainey notices their Bringer Marauder attire.
We were playing Dreamship.
I think Alex has probably had enough Dreamship for a while.
It's okay. I don't mind.
What?
What? Can a guy hang out with his little sister?
Awkward silence.
Anyway, we were thinking Chinese for dinner after you two change your clothes.
The door closes. Alex and Lainey smile, then burst out laughing. Interior Lainey's room later. Lainey, now dressed in regular clothes, plugs in and turns on a spiffy new Dreamship nightlight. She takes down all of her Dreamship drawings except one. Her and Merkel. She boops his nose.
Goodbye, Merkel.
Interior Alex's room. Alex, also back in his own clothes, gazes at Merkel's watch. A knock at the door. He stashes the watch.
Come in.
Lainey, looking sad, steps in. She holds Alex's phone in one hand and the yellow envelope in the other.
Let me guess. Quick game of Dreamship?
I don't really feel like playing it anymore. You left this in my room.
She tosses him the phone. He checks the screen.
And I need your help with something.
Just a second. 16 voicemails from mom and dad? And a text?
He hits the button and reads.
Sorry I missed you. Home Sunday night. S. Oh my God, Sarah!
He zips out. Footsteps run downstairs off screen, then return. Alex bursts in and dives into the closet. He emerges holding his powder pouch. He shoves it into Lainey's hand.
Do that changing thing. Hurry!
She holds out the pouch and it looks the same.
It's not glowing. Come on, Lainey, please.
I'm trying.
He snatches it back and zips out. Footsteps pound downstairs off screen.
Where are you going?
I'll be right back.
A door slams. Exterior street evening. Alex runs like a man possessed. Interior Sarah's house evening. Sarah's mom opens the front door. Alex struggles to catch his breath next to an extension ladder. She sees the ladder first.
He said he was going to put that away. Oh, hi, Alex.
Is Sarah here?
She picked up some kind of bug at her cousin's and has been sleeping all day.
Can I see her?
Well, she's still sleeping, but I'll tell her you stopped by.
The door closes before he can protest. Interior Sarah's room. Sarah, pale, sickly and asleep, whimpers as she rises in her bed. Sarah's mom opens the window.
Oh, so stuffy in here.
She kisses Sarah's forehead.
Poor sweetie.
Seconds after she leaves, a ladder appears outside the window. Alex climbs up, peeks inside. He slips in and tiptoes to Sarah's side. He grabs a handful of powder.
Please work.
He sprinkles it over her, and calm sweeps over her.
Sarah? Sarah, it's Alex. Can you hear me?
She stirs.
Alex, why are you dressed as a pirate?
He leans in close.
It was all a dream. Got it?
Just a dream.
Right.
You're so nice.
He moves in closer, practically nose to nose.
So are you.
He pecks her on the cheek. Her arms shoot out and wrap around his neck. She pulls him in and kisses him. He returns the kiss, then extracts himself.
I'll call you later. I promise.
He retreats out the window and down the ladder. The ladder moves up and out of view as she wakes up. She touches her lips.
What a crazy dream.
Fade out, interspersed during closing credits. Interior Alex room day. On a computer screen, a newspaper article dated September 24th, 1956. The headline reads, Family Escapes House Fire. Son, 12, still missing. Accompanied by a picture of young Merkel. Laney shows Alex the article, then the yellow envelope. Exterior bookstore day. The minivan parks in front. Alex gets out of the driver's side. Mom, Sarah, and Laney get out on the passenger side. Laney runs to a mailbox. She drops in the yellow envelope. All four enter the bookstore. Mom and Laney first, then Alex and Sarah holding hands. Interior apartment lobby day. A grid of mailboxes. A woman, mid-60s, retrieves mail from one of them. She sorts today's delivery. Junk mail, Chinese restaurant menu, nothing out of the ordinary. But then she discovers the yellow envelope. Curious, she opens it and pulls out the contents. The rest of the mail hits the floor. She holds Merkel's photo, now laminated. The accompanying note reads, He loved his little sister. We see the name on her mailbox. Lorraine Merkel. Fade to black. Woo!
Yeah.
We're a bit ahead of schedule. We could take 5, guys, if you wanted. Get some water, use the bathroom, then come back and do the Q&A if that works for everyone.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Awesome.
Josh, we'll take 5 in the booth. Guys who are watching live, stand by. Listeners, we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Unproduced Table Read. For those who are tuning in live, thanks for sticking around during our break. And for those who are listening, we're so excited to get into our Q&A with Mr. Paul E. Zeidman. First of all, Paul, what a wonderful script. Thanks for letting us read this.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It sounded great.
Thank you.
Hearing it really come to life, it's a lot different for the writer when you're writing it. You can see the images in your head, but then to hear it, it kind of puts a whole other perspective on it.
Yeah, can you talk a bit about that? Because I'm always interested. We have some writers who have heard their work table read, and we have some who haven't. So is this your first time hearing it read?
For this one, yes. I mean, I used to belong to a writing group, and we would, people would bring in 10 pages at a time, and we would assign parts and that sort of thing. But this is the first time the entire script has been read through.
Cool. Well, I hope we did it justice. I feel like everyone had a great read today. I was really happy with everyone's performances. So
I think everybody really got into their parts, and I think it just sounded good, and everybody really got the essence of their characters, and you did a great job with the narration too.
Thank you. Yeah, it's you have quite an extensive vocabulary, which is fun for me to get my I always feel bad because I'm like, oh man, some of these words. But yeah, I love this script, and you mentioned that you noticed some things differently during the read than you did while you were writing it. Can you point to some of those specifics? Because I'm always interested in that.
Well, when the writer is writing, especially really in terms of dialogue, because you know what you want, how you think the character is going to say something, and then to hear someone do their spin on it, it's not exactly the same, but it's also not a total 180. It's kind of like that nebulous area right in the middle. Like, you think a certain word is going to be emphasized, but then the actor emphasizes the word right after it. It's like, okay, I wasn't expecting that, but it still works.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about when you bring actors to a script, is it can really change in the best way what you originally had on the page. So let's talk about some of your inspirations for this script. You mentioned you love some of those 80s kind of throwback adventure family movies. I kind of got like remnants of Hook with this.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. That's probably more the piratey aspect of it. But like I said earlier, that I just, I love the idea of just a real fun roller coaster ride of a story that appeals, that 8 to 88 age range, that, there's nothing that's too simple that adults are going to be really bored with it, but there's also nothing too complicated that kids are going to be like, what? What do you say? That sort of thing. So I try to kind of land right in the middle with that.
I was thinking, because we were talking about it earlier, I don't know, you said it was 80s, and it reminded me a lot of Little Monsters with Fred Savage and Howie Mandel. It's a similar kind of story of but it's monsters who live under your bed, and they have to get back by sunrise. I didn't know if that was something.
I haven't seen that.
A lot of people.
Gosh, I know Shane Black wrote it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen that in a really long time.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say that was a very subconscious influence, but But because there are different takes on this kind of story, but also I like pirates. I love the idea of just swooshing around in the sky, and so I just wanted to try and combine as many things as I could.
Yeah,
it is cool. It's such a visually stunning piece. I can tell that kind of the idea of imagery and beautiful set pieces was a huge inspiration for this script. Along those lines, I want to kind of talk about how you borrow from a classic convention but make it totally your own, because executives are always saying, I want the same thing but different, give me the same. So can you talk about navigating that, because this is a totally fresh take on the rousing family adventure movie, but it still borrows from the beats that we want to see. So can you talk about towing that line?
Well, I'll see if I can address it, if I can.
Yeah.
So when an earlier draft, that Laney really wasn't even a part of the story. It was that he kind of just got sucked up into this world, and I got some really great feedback from some really talented writers. And they said, it's not enough that he goes back, he needs a purpose for being up there. It just can't be like, whoops, I'm up there. So, and I went through it what would cause him, what would make him have to go up there? And I thought, well, I think this is a long time ago. I think that I had the concept that he was, he had a little sister, and I think, well, what if he has to go rescue her? Because a lot of times it's the story is about the person who gets kidnapped and trying to escape, and I just wanted to do a slightly different take on that. So it's what if he has to be the rescuer? So he kind of has to be like the Luke Skywalker character.
Yeah.
So he has to, get to the Death Star to get the princess, so to speak. Not that I'm borrowing from that at all.
No. I mean, it's really important, and I think, a run-of-the-mill adventure movie, I think what separates great ones from run-of-the-mill ones is kind of an emotional grounding. and that's so present in the story. To the point where I love that twist so much, where we find out that Quiesco and Kizara are siblings.
I do have to ask, did that catch anybody by surprise?
Yes.
I guess you read the script before I saw the highlighted, like, this is my character.
Yeah.
So you
I thought they had been dating. That's
Oh,
what I
interesting.
initially thought. And
I
then
thought he
when
was
we
like
got
a
there.
brotherly figure. I didn't actually think
Yeah.
that they were a brother and sister, but I just thought that they looked up to each other in a brotherly sister kind of way. But I loved that relationship. It was one of my favorites in the script.
Because I was curious, like, if you're reading it for the first time, and then you say, like, he's real, you're my little sister. It's like, I was curious to know if anyone was like, oh my gosh, I did not see that one coming.
Yes.
You have that one line there that kind of, you have the foreshadowing line where she says that the big brother will never be there for you and all that stuff. So I kind of, at that point, I was like, Becky Esco. All right.
That's perfectly fine, because
But I was reading Kiesco in my defense, so I was, so I was kind of looking for that.
Well, because I love the idea of, I'm a big believer in setup and payoff. So I wanted to plant clues, but not make it so blatantly obvious that you could see it coming a mile away. I just wanted to, like, raise that possibility. And so it makes you wonder, but it's not so much you see it and you take note of it, but it's not nagging at you for the rest of the story.
And I think layering those little tidbits in there makes it, it doesn't feel like a big plot twist at the end. It feels like you kind of landed there naturally. And I love that when you're out with a bunch of people watching a movie and a handful of us kind of knew in advance, and then afterwards you're like, seriously, you didn't know that? Come on.
Well, see, my wife is she loves like 70s detective shows like Columbo and that sort of thing. And she'll watch something, and 5 minutes in, she'll say, I know who did it.
Done.
Yeah. I'm not that bright, so I'll be like, don't tell me. Just let me watch and try to figure it out for myself. And so it's kind of the same thing here.
I so identify with you, and it's funny because I'm a writer as well, so I always feel like, oh man, am I in the wrong career if I didn't see any of these plot twists coming? But it's good because I think the best writing, in retrospect, you can see it coming. You know what I mean? When you look back, it all adds up. But then while you're watching it, it takes you by surprise. And that moment was that moment for me with Kizara and Quiesco. So, yeah. I also want to talk about Kizara because I think she's a really fun villain. First of all, why choose to make her female? Because I love that choice.
I was talking about this yesterday with a friend of mine. I really like writing strong women characters. That they're more interesting, and it's also, films have been around for almost 100 years. That we've had you don't want to have a cliche male character, and I just think the idea of a female antagonist is just great.
Yeah.
And so I wondered, like, how can you make her bad but also sympathetic? And so that's a big challenge. And also, it ties into the story better. So that because the theme of the story was kind of like responsibility, but it's also, it takes a look at the brother-sister relationships. So that's also something that, if you're paying real close attention, you might notice that, there's the Alex-Laney relationship, but then at the end, you realize, oh, there was the Quiesco-Kizara relationship. Then if you kind of look back and look at it, and then you look as it plays, Merkel and his sister too, that it's all about, the relationship between those two parts of a family.
I really loved that because I'm a younger sister, and I definitely remember like embarrassing my brother because we have a 6-year age difference, and that's not something that you often get to see. Like when you see the brother-sister dynamic in movies, they're usually older at that point, or it's older brother and kid brother versus like older brother and younger sister. So that was a nice little touch on that relationship because you don't see that as much.
I especially think it was important because Laney was the one who did need saving, and you don't want to have the only strong female in it be the person that needs saving. So making a really strong female character who is just a badass chick, I think that was a really strong choice.
Well, it was really important to me, especially when writing Laney, that I didn't want her to just be, scared the whole time. I wanted her to be brave. That, yes, she's scared, but she's also like, she can find it within her to stand up to Kizara and the bad guys. That, she knows it's a really bad situation, but, she's not going to just cower in a corner.
Exactly.
Was there ever a version of the script where Kizara lives in the end?
No. Well, I think originally, I always that's why you don't really know if she's actually dead.
Right.
True.
So because a writer, especially this kind of thing, you always write it thinking there is how much more to this story is there, and I'm not going to answer that because that's a robocall. That you always think, can you take the story further after the events of this particular story? And I thought, well, could she? Originally, the story, there was a lot more to it. I had to cut out like an entire like 20-page stretch that involved this other where the two ships go to, like where the ships go. And it had this whole backstory there, but it was just getting too big and convoluted, so I just cut that out. And so I thought, okay, say in the event that this actually got produced, and then someone said, okay, what happens after this? And I already have like a list of like 4 storylines that could happen, and one of them does involve like, how did she survive? And but I still have to come up with how she survived.
Yeah.
She lives for sure.
I think, yeah, that's what I thought.
She's a fighter.
Yeah,
she's a fighter.
She doesn't give up easily, as you probably got from the read.
Well, and I love too that you chose to justify Kazara's actions, because I think a good villain needs to believe that their actions are right. Because we talked about this with another script, and I'm having trouble remembering which one now. But yeah, a villain isn't believable unless they can justify their means.
Yeah.
So was that in your first draft that you had Kazara thinking that way?
I sort of had that, but it wasn't as specific. Right? I agree that the villain has to see themselves as the hero of this story.
Right.
That what they're doing, everyone else is trying to stop them from accomplishing their goal. And so it was like, why does she want the nightmares to be so powerful? Why does she want this to happen? And I thought, well, it's because she's bad is a really lousy reason that she has to have a valid purpose for what she does. And I thought, well, she thinks nightmares are what gives us life, and so I kind of took that and went with it, and just was able to expand it and also incorporate a lot more of the other parts of it too.
Well, it makes her such a more interesting character, and I think in a worse version of this script, she wouldn't have been a very interesting character. But you did such a good job injecting freshness into like the villain, which I think often in movies like this can be the cliche.
Well, I didn't want her to be the female equivalent of a mustache twirling guy in a dark cape, because that's just it's very cliche and it's very boring. And you wanted something interesting, like a villain that people will remember.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I applaud you because I think you nailed it. Have you pictured actors at all for who you'd want playing who?
When I first wrote I was really about Kwiatkowski and Kazara, because it's harder to nail down a 16-year-old male actor who you think could pull this off, and even more so a 10-year-old female actress. But originally, way back when, I imagined Salma Hayek as Kazara and Tommy Lee Jones as Kwiatkowski, because I just thought that, and I was like, would you believe they were brother and sister? That's debatable, but just like that kind of character, because Kazara is just very, she's dashing, but she's also wicked, and and I really think that she could play that kind of part. And Kwiatkowski, he's gruff. I'm trying to remember, I think it says like what a man's man aspires to be. Someone really tough and macho, but also not like a total blockhead type of thing.
Right.
Did you see the most recent Fast and the Furious movie?
Number 8.
Yeah.
No, I have not seen that one.
Charlize Theron in that is literally this. To a T. Has nobody seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, check it out just to see, and even her hair. Everything about her in that
Charlize
movie.
would be an amazing Kazara.
Yes, she would.
And actually, now that you said that, so probably to bring it from Tommy Lee Jones, probably like Hugh Jackman would be a really good Kwiatkowski.
You're right.
Yeah.
Man, now I want to see this movie with those two. That's real. No, or you
Come
two,
on, you guys know people, right?
Right? Yeah. Right.
Make some calls.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, I thought both of you guys nailed it, just so you know. I think
Thank you.
the today's script felt particularly well cast, which is, I think, sometimes the challenge. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm not, but you guys all nailed it.
Shout out to Jeff who cast
I
us.
know.
Yes.
Um,
I want to talk about Merkel's character a little bit, just because I felt really connected to him as a character, just and from his character arc, just a little breadcrumbs that you threw in there throughout the script with the Lorraine ship, and then him having a tie to his sister, and what happened to him as well. What made you decide to delve into that character the way that you did?
Well, going back to the Star Wars thing. So Merkel is kind of like the Obi-Wan character. He's kind of like the mentor figure, but he's also, what I thought was really more appealing is that he's a real outsider in the world of the Bringers. That's why they call him a grounder, because he's from the ground. And so there's almost some disdain for him from the rest of the Bringers. So like they don't like him, even though he's been there for 50 some years. And there's this whole backstory about like how they age and that sort of thing. And so I just wanted him to be, not an ugly duckling, but he had to come into his own. And this is how he proves it, but he's not really trying to. He's doing what he thinks is right.
Right.
And so by doing that, he kind of proves himself to the rest of the crew who like were not expecting that at all. That's why there's all those whispers like, my God, he saved them.
It's really fun. Were you sold on his death from the first draft?
Yeah,
or?
pretty
Oh,
much.
yeah, that was sad.
Yeah, because he has to, because he sees it as his job to protect Lainey, no matter, and that no matter what the odds and no matter what the challenge is, and so this is the ultimate, saving her. He's got to try and save her.
Yeah. Speaking of Hook, that was like when Rufio died.
Yeah,
That's how I felt.
Oh.
That's how I felt about it. I wanted to talk about the scenery and where this takes place for just a second, because I was a little confused as to, does it take place in space, or is it like that?
It's kind of like in the sky. So,
right.
so the log line involves like it's a secret world behind the clouds.
Okay.
So they're really, they're just up high, and I think an early draft had them like trying to avoid planes.
Right.
And there was this whole thing about like how there was this much more detailed explanation of why you can't see the ships, and it just went on too long, and I tried to have a subplot with that, but it just got more confusing as it went on. So I just decided, that's how they're built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just figured they were on a different plane. So like how you can have, I watch a lot of Magicians, but how you can have stacked planes on. So the reason we can't see them is just because they're just in a slightly different plane, and they can see us, but we can't. Like four-dimensional creatures can supposedly see us, even though we can't see them.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where people would quickly buy in. Like, I think you do a good job setting the rules of the world. Can you talk about that? Like, I think world building is something a lot of our fans would be interested in. Okay. And like this, I think rarely read such fantasy-driven work. Talk about like establishing rules and kind of playing by the rules as a writer.
Well, the key part was like, how do you get from our world up to that one? And I didn't want to make it too fantastic, but I also didn't want to make it too simple. So I was trying to think of like, is it a separate dimension? Is it just there's just something different? That's why it's a little vague. I'll admit that the nighttime does something to windows. It just changes them, and they're like, it's kind of like well, how does time travel work? Well, 1.21 gigawatts activates the flux capacitor. But they never explain how that works.
Right.
You just you just take it for what they say. Right. So this is almost along the same lines. Like, this is how it works. Just trust us. We know what we're doing. That sort of thing.
Cool. Are you sold on this as a live action movie?
Yeah, it's. I get asked that a lot. So I wrote it with the intention of it being live action. But I've had a lot of people who've read it and really enjoyed it. Said, this would be a great live action, but this would be a fantastic animated film. And my daughter's huge into anime, and I said, this would, if someone in Japan saw this, and they'd be like, she's like, oh my God, that would be fantastic.
Yes.
So because the visuals and also just the way it's all presented and the way it would look, I mean, it would work great in animation or in anime, and live action would be just a thrill and a half.
Well, I thought of Spirited Away, and
Okay.
I'm embarrassed to say I'm forgetting that director's name, but I love his
Miyazaki,
yeah. Like, I would love to see his take on this, because it's kind of like the whimsical adventure movie with heart, which I think he's like so masterful at. So I'd love to see live action too, but the kind of cool thing about animation is you could even, I think, build out visually some of these quirks in a way that is maybe more surprising or take some specific art direction choices that you wouldn't maybe be able to take with live action. So yeah, I'd love to see it in either form. I think it's a flexible medium script, and I wasn't even sure when I first read it. I wondered what your intentions were. So
well, we're at a point now where we turn all animation into live action anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like you can
Just a
probably
matter
do
of time.
both.
Right.
Just a matter of time, yeah.
Well, I kind of want to talk about development. So first of all, do you feel like most movies you write are this like family? Like, is this a typical script, do you feel like, for your voice as a writer? Or
I would say so, because this was kind of like my first real venture into I love to write adventure-y type stories. So I have this one, and I think you mentioned I have a Western, which has a female protagonist.
Cool.
It's a female Indiana Jones in the Old West.
Oh, awesome.
Plus trains.
Nice.
That's my one sentence pitch, and that one is like a little more adult, because but other than that, it's real, fun roller coastery type stuff. A lot of great characters, real fun story just to tell and to read. And I just finished the first draft of I call it my pulp spec. So it's kind of like pulp sci-fi. It's like kind of a throwback to like Doc Savage, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's involves scientists and monsters.
Yeah.
And it's also involves adventure, just a fun story, and that's what I love to write.
Cool. What's something that you learned from this script as a writer?
I learned a lot of things. I mean, I learned one of my big things is structure. That I'm a big believer in that you have to not diligently follow the rules of structure, but really know what they are. So like this happens here. It doesn't have to be exactly on this page, but you want to have this happen around there. So you want to be able to tell the story, but also develop the characters as the story is going along. And because I worked on this a lot and did a lot of drafts of it, that I was able to really fine tune how I'm able to write just in an outlining kind of way, and also in a planning and setting up and paying off kind of way, but also in learning how what are little things you can plant to really help develop each characters, that even though there's character that's only in 3 scenes, that like with Farrell, so well played by you, my friend.
Thank you.
You see, even though he's not really an important player in the whole story, but he does have a slight arc. That he starts out being all business, and then he warms up to that he's willing to help Merkel out. So I wanted to really do that for a lot of the characters, like the longshoremen. They start out not liking Merkel at all, and then they see how he was able to stand up for himself, and then they come to his rescue at the end.
Yeah.
So just like every character, no matter how small in the story, that I really try to give them all a bit of an arc. So it's nothing huge. It might not be, but there's a slight change to them by the end of the story.
I think that's a really good advice for our listening writers. Do you have any questions for us?
I think I'll go back to the very basic one. Did you enjoy reading the script just by itself?
Yeah.
Before today. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, I think we've said this a lot, that scripts work best read aloud because they're meant to be. But I really enjoyed both. I mean, I wouldn't have selected it for the show if I didn't enjoy the silent read.
A valid point.
Yeah. But I did want to applaud you, because one thing I wanted to touch on was this script is the longest script you've read on the show, but it's not the longest time that we've allocated to reading a script, which is a testament to your ability to write screenplays very well, because the best screenplays really move.
Yeah, I want to say is I read a ton of sci-fi and action scripts, and your script, because there's so much description for battle scenes and stuff, I never got bogged down. Sometimes you see a chunk of just direction, you're like, here we go. But this, I never once was trying to skip ahead to the next big dialogue.
So did you ever get to a page, or in other scripts, I guess, you get to a page and there's this big chunk of text, you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of times, and it was not like that. So that applies to the way you write your action, because it was dense with action, which was great, because the more you can give a reader, it's so easy to visualize. And I don't know, I know you were not going for this, but for me, this read so much like Flash Gordon.
Yeah, I can see that.
And the old, and not so much. I mean, yes, the old '70s version, but also the serialized. Just I pictured the ray guns and the ships, and just the way that it looked, and I pictured the sky and the clouds, and it helped me, and I loved that. I love, and I just saw it last night. But the Guardians of the Galaxy, this feels so topical, because yes, that's in outer space and it's crazy, but it's these ragtag bands together, and I just was able to feel that, and really brought me into it. I loved it.
Well, that's great. I'm really glad you enjoyed that. And I love the old the Buster Crabbe.
Yes.
Flash Gordons, and the Sam J. Jones one with the whole Queen soundtrack and everything. So when I write action, that I really hate because I do a lot of script notes too, and it's always disappointing to get to a page and there's this just big block of text, because and sometimes you could probably trim that down by at least 50 to 60%.
Yeah.
And so when I try to write, especially action, I want to really make it move. And so if you can keep things brief, but also get to the point as soon as possible. What are you trying to say in this line? I say it. I don't add a couple of 25-cent words. I don't make it twice as long as necessary. What happens? Okay, okay, he runs down the hall. Okay, runs is a boring verb. He sprints, he dashes, he careens, that kind of thing. The thesaurus is the writer's friend, believe me.
Yes.
I use it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it's if listeners just go back and listen to the number of active verbs you use and the amount of times you avoid passive voice, which is so important as a feature writer especially. I just think it's a master class in efficient writing, which is obviously, if we wanted a flowery presentation of the events, we'd read a book. So it's That's your job as a writer, is especially in a script, to just make it move. And I think you know it.
One of the things I've discovered, especially over the years, is that because I love to write adventure, and adventure has to be fun. And it's not just fun for the reader or the audience. The writer has to enjoy doing it. And this kind of stuff, I just love doing it because I love telling this kind of story. This is the story, this is a movie I would want to see.
Right.
That's really where it all starts. And so when I write it, I try to make it exciting and interesting and fun. I want to grab you and keep your attention for the entire thing. I mean, there will be slow parts. There will be emotional, tug on your heartstring parts. But the overall, you want to be entertained, and I want to entertain you. And if I'm not entertained while I'm writing it, then it's going to be even worse for you. So
True.
that's a really key issue for me, is that I really love writing this kind of stuff. And I've had friends who've read this one, especially my Western, they've read it and said, oh my God, this is just like you just don't want it to end.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the best compliments a writer can get.
Absolutely. Well, we agree. We love the script, and we thank you so much for coming in here today.
Thank you
does
very
anyone
much.
else have any other questions before?
I just had a question after this read. Was there anything that you felt like I'm just going to take Andrew's question.
Yeah.
That you would change or that
I honestly, I haven't read this in a while, and I was thrilled that he asked me to submit it. I think I would maybe want to boost up Lainey's part a little bit. Granted, she does more, but maybe it's also because she doesn't have as many lines throughout the second act, but she does very active.
Yeah.
And so it's really different, especially when you're hearing it read and you're visualizing it as you're hearing it, that I knew what was going to happen and what the characters are saying. But to hear it that way, it kind of makes you realize, okay, I could I have done this a little differently? So like with Lainey's part, and I got to tell you, I love the two of you. I mean, I'm a big fan of Star Trek, so just hearing you do all the commands was so awesome. just like a hut full of stir. It was great.
Joe does a lot of voiceover, so I think you especially nailed like the the booming.
Well, yeah, that's the easy stuff. If you could, talking is easy. Being on camera and doing the actual moving with the talking, a head full, then the arm goes. That's no good. I got a question for you though. Did you see the movie The Ice Pirates back in the day?
Oh, I saw it. I think right after it was out of the theaters, and like 2 years later it went on TV. That's when I saw it.
That's what this reminded me of.
Really?
I felt a little bit like that, like you said, like that ragtag bunch of, and slightly off. And I love, and I've been a fan of this for a long time. When you have augmented or heightened reality merging with Muddleville. And I love some movies. Some scripts do themselves a disservice because you make the heightened reality so interesting, and then you abandon it. Like sometimes when it's a flashback and it's like, that would have been awesome, and now you're gonna make me watch this movie, which isn't that. But this kind of keeps enough balance, so like you recognize that there's what we maybe real life, but then the heightened reality is where the action takes place. So for me as a nerd, I love that.
Oh, great.
Absolutely.
Well, Paul, we can't thank you enough for being here. Thanks for commuting down. I know you came from the Bay Area.
Anytime.
And we'll definitely keep in touch, absolutely. In the meantime, I'd love for you to promote some of your other endeavors, because a lot of our listeners are writers, and I know you offer some notes, and you have a great blog, so talk to us about that.
I do know a lot of writers, but I do maintain a screenwriting blog. It's called Maximum Z, and it's just go to Google and type in Maximum Z blog. On the first thing that comes up. Everything else Maximum Z is math, so it's definitely not me. So I've been doing it for about 8.5 years, and I post twice a week. And sometimes it's about stuff that's going on with me and my writing. Sometimes it's just overall observations, like advice that I can offer to other writers. And a couple years ago, I did a series of interviews with script consultants.
Cool.
And it was originally started out as 5, but then the more research I did, it ended up being 50.
Wow.
So it is so there's a link on the homepage called Go Ahead and Ask. It's the link to all 50 interviews. And it's been a lot of fun. It's really helped me connect with a lot of really talented writers, pretty much around the world.
Cool.
I mean, I know a lot of great writers in Australia and the UK, and definitely a lot throughout the US. So that's been a lot of fun. And I am also on Twitter, just like everybody else here. Excuse me. It is at @maximum_Z. And I am in San Francisco. I love to meet with other writers, especially if you're in the Bay Area. If you're in San Francisco, even better, because that way we don't have to try to get around too much. And I just really love to meet with other writers and help other people out if I can.
Great. Well, I love that, and we can't thank you enough for being here. As he mentioned, he's in the Bay Area. We are in the Los Angeles area, and these scripts come to us from a local print shop right down the road from us called ARA Printing. It's in Burbank on Magnolia Boulevard, and again, it's the best place to get scripts printed. Even if we hadn't gotten these for free, they would have cost us like $4 a feature. And if you go in with the promo code Table Read, you'll get 10% off of your order, which is crazy because they're already so reasonably priced. So again, that's ARA Printing on Magnolia Boulevard in Burbank.
And they do the binding for you too?
They bind it. They do everything. I know it's the best place in town anyway, and it's also the cheapest. If you guys like today's show, I would recommend 2 other shows that we've produced. One is a script called The End of the Stars. It's another family-oriented, kind of more Tim Burton-y, Big Fish-esque tone script, but equally, I'd say, family-friendly and also involves elements of space. And our second show, we read a feature called Sawyer, which has kind of the same 80s throwback, coming-of-age elements to it. And that's the show. Oh, one last thing. We had someone ask what happened last week. We did have some tech difficulties involving what was previously scheduled script Moguls, but we're coming back with that in a couple weeks, so we're very excited, and we'll have the writer with us.
We broke the studio.
We broke the studio, but we're gonna be back on with Moguls in a couple weeks. Meantime, guys, my name is Jeff Graham. We thank you so much for tuning in today. You can find me on Twitter at Jeffrey C. Graham, and I'd love to connect with you there. Lex Michael.
I am all over social media at the Lex Michael.
All right, hi, I'm Adrienne Snow. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Adrienne Snow. You can also see me on AfterBuzz for, what am I doing right now? The Handmaid's Tale and Doctor Who.
Good stuff.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. You can follow me and find out what I'm doing everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
I'm on the Twitters at Joe Flippo, and you can find me here doing Blacklist with you guys and various voiceovers floating around there. I'm trying to sell you things.
Thanks for watching, guys. You can find me everywhere at Roxy Stryer.
Hey guys, Mike Kalinowski. You can find me at Mike Kalinowski, and also with this crown jewel on our network here, Popcorn Talk, for DC movie news.
And again, guys, you can find Paul at Maximum Z. Thanks for being here, Paul. Guys, we'll see you next week, 10 a.m. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners and principals.